everybody who's going to be here is here. Those who aren't going to be here are going to watch this later, and I get to laugh at them. So I already know what happened tonight. From their perspective, I know the future.
Nice. Nice.
This is fun. I love doing this kind of thing. And
Alice's dad just pulls him in. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna have some one-on-one father-son time."
yeah, you know what? What's really cool is all I have to do that is be like, all right, the rest of the group, that's what we're going to call it for tonight. And Ian's going to talk to Silas for about an hour. And David's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden the car swerved into the left lane as he's listening
Yeah.
to this.
Exactly.
All right,
You're right.
I'm here. I am here. I'm just a heads up. I'm listening, but I'm going to be off the mic a minute. I just have to take care of
Yep.
some random thing. Sorry.
Some random thing. Okay.
Where it's sorry.
Good. Go.
Yeah.
Sorry. Canada's being a pain in the ass today.
When aren't
Hey,
they? A free country that still celebrates the Queen. Wait.
as they should. Wait, what?
Oh, poke of the Englishman. Alright, so
Oh yeah, the best.
we're going to go ahead and kick this party off after Damon stops laughing his butt off. Alright, you guys have been adventuring in Faerun. And as such, you guys have been investigating the Forgotten One and his plot to take over the world, frankly, and ruin it for everybody else. You guys are currently in the search for magical artifacts and powerful items of friends that will maybe help you in such an endeavor. And you guys have currently stopped in the town of Iriamore and are going around doing a variety of things, staying busy and working on tying up some loose ends. Last week, you guys decided to tie up the loose end of the Blue Blazer, who died in glorious fashion at the hands of Yasana, the Purple Dragon War Wizard. You guys got a hefty payday from the collection, the gentleman in charge of the Iron Boot, and we're free to roam around the city to do some shopping, potentially do some intelligence gathering as to what's coming up next. Maybe look around for magical artifacts or powerful items that may be crossing your path in the future. What would you guys like to do is you have total freedom.
Where are we currently? Are we still
Currently,
the?
you just left Iron Boots. That's where we left off, was you guys leaving the Iron Boot and trying to figure out where we wanted to go. And I got left with, hey, look, we're going to do something next week.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So, I
Um.
know you guys went to do some shopping. I know there were talk about meeting with Jules London about getting some tattoos made by the masks. And there was shopping to be done. The boat has been sitting idle for 5 days. You guys haven't really checked in on that.
Well, today was the day we were supposed to check it out, right? It was like within 5 days.
The captain told you to check in with her, yes. And she
Okay.
was going to have.
Pretty close. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, it must have been pretty close to 5 days.
So,
Yeah.
up to you guys. You guys have total freedom to do whatever you like.
We should probably talk to her.
So, you want to go visit the captain?
I think we should check in on the boat and check in on the captain. And although Anita will say that I want to do some shopping before we leave here because I think after this we're in BFE for a couple of stops. So let's get some things while we're here in a big city.
Yeah, the next time you guys will be near a big town will be Burtusk. Which
So how far away is that?
I'm really sure. You guys are currently here in Iriamore. Burtusk
Yeah.
is here. So,
Okay, so probably about a week.
yeah, it's 100 miles.
Oh.
120
Oh.
miles, something like that. So, it's quite some time just stuck on the River Chinatlar, making your way across.
Making my way.
Yes.
Do you want me to try and make more potions? I can attempt that while we're on the boat. I just need the supplies.
I think that that's a great idea. We
Yeah,
know
that's a that's a pretty handy skill.
Now, do you want me to just do regular potions or like the bigger ones?
whatever you feel up to. I think that it's never bad to have some potions on hand.
All the
That is true.
potions.
All the potions is cast, of course, cast.
All of them.
Alright, so what kind of potion would you like to craft?
I want to get the
And are you going to the ship to craft it first, or are you going somewhere else?
I'll be crafting these on the ship as we're on our way to other places. I just need the supplies.
Okay. So yeah, you guys can visit the ship. The captain is there. She's actually looking around, and she has fitted new sails on the ship.
Nice.
They are great repair. They look perfect. The ship looks clean. It has been freshly waxed. The shells and hull have been picked, cleaned, and brushed. Ship looks awesome.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, is there anything we need to buy for the ship? Like, do we need to buy? I know Silas and Knick-Knack did some spell weaving on some ballista. I don't know if that means we need to get supplies for that.
you guys look over, and she has sheaves of ballista bolts ready. You guys have been resupplied on the ship by the captain. And
Cool.
if you ask her, she will say that this is all part of Gerard's commission of the ship.
Nice.
Is there anything that you need at all?
She smiles. That's also been taken care of by Gerard.
It's a fair point.
Interesting.
I mean, I assume, but you never know.
Well, I know, and I take care of myself quite well. And you get the idea she may have splurged on something a little bit more extravagant than she probably normally would have.
Hey, more power to her. What were you saying, Anita?
I was just going to tell her that and also ask the party. I'm thinking that we go shopping, and then, Captain, I think we're going to head out either by nightfall or first thing in the morning. It's time to move on. Anyone else? What do others feel like?
I agree. I think we should probably leave today. The longer we stay in a place, the more focused we are to our enemies.
Yeah, we've already had our enemy visit here, so I don't think we need to spend any more time hanging out.
Agreed.
Out of game. Where is Silas right now? Like, is he with us and he just not speaking?
You don't see him anywhere. As you guys left the Iron Boot, and you guys were celebrating the newly found income, you guys got a little bit distracted with the amount that you guys were getting paid. You last heard him say something about the fact that this all worked out in the end, and he'd like to go get some shopping done. And then you guys talked for a little bit, and when you turn around, Silas ain't there.
We should probably send him something through the sending stone. See if he's alright.
Captain, have you seen Silas? Did he return on his own?
No, he hasn't been
He hasn't checked in at all.
here. Not at all. Not through the sending stones that you guys have looked to mine, or any other means of communication.
Ah, yes.
Which is the first time you guys heard about the fact that her sending stones connected to y'all's.
Kind of creepy, but that's alright.
Anita's just going to look at Cass and be like, I assume you did that.
I mean, Cass just shrugs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's
So-
fine.
Should it be whenever anything creepy happens like that, we should just blame Cass immediately?
Yeah, I don't know why you guys haven't thought to do that before now.
You know,
but yeah.
that's a good point.
I think we. All right. So I mean, we're not leaving without Silas. So let's do some shopping and see if we can find Silas. He probably just got caught up doing some other stuff.
Yes. Do we need anything that needs to be enchanted or anything that needs to be forged? That should probably be done first.
On my list, I've got. I don't think anything needs to be enchanted or no. These are just items that I think I can buy. Yeah, let's. What else do folks have? I needed to buy some magical items. So, what else do people have on their list?
Yeah, I've got the. Wait a minute. We said we need diamond dust for something. Must be a knick-knack thing, and then various scrolls. I don't know if people want to get stuff for swimming or water gear.
I love how it's so cats. Yeah, this knick-knack thing.
Knick-knack does stuff. The magic-y woomy woos. You know that.
Trying to get my character sheet. My character sheet doesn't want to open today.
That's a load of sheet.
That's a load of sheet.
So I'm interested in seeing about getting some tattoos. I think that's the best way to
There we go.
upgrade Rilo.
Um,
I don't see Rilo using spell components and waving his hands in the air to cast spells. So
Yeah, I can take you to the purple masks again if you want to get tatted up.
yeah, I want to see what some things might cost.
Cool.
There's a tattoo I want to look at as well. And I want to try and get something enchanted.
is there a Judas? Is Judas ever in town? Is this on the schedule?
Randomly, but not reliably.
Is there any way we can check to see if Judith is?
You can absolutely check, and you ask around, and people have heard of her shop, even being here. As far as where exactly, no one's really able to place it, and she's not in town at the moment. Yeah, it's one of those things that, if you remember her schedule, she has a she's got a day that's listed in an unknown language.
Yeah.
And never figured out where that was. But Erebor is not officially on the schedule.
All right, so Anita's gonna whisper in, or not whisper, I mean say out loud. So she doesn't care if others hear her, but she's gonna ask if Silas is around and if he has found Judas, that he should let us know what's going on. But that we're going to head to see Cass's friend and get Rilo tatted up.
Okay, cool. Interestingly and disturbingly, all you get back is dead air. No response.
Well, that is not good.
whatsoever.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're not going to do him any good by standing here. Let's go see your friend, Cass.
All right, yeah, let's go. And I will we'll go back to the temple, and then the prayer box, and then into Jules' room.
Okay. And you guys arrive. It's empty. No one's here at the moment.
Is there like a specific, I guess, area that I would know to go, or a specific person to talk to be like, tattoo artist with a name I definitely remember? Meet Rilo, who definitely wants to get a tattoo.
Of course there is. You know that you have to go to the foot of the
Perfect.
Just like a Murphy bed.
Love
Nice.
it.
That's convenient.
Love function and form.
And so you guys head down through the bed into the cellar. You walk down the row and you can see a couple of doors to the left and right as you pass. All of them are very stout oak doors with iron bindings, and you can't see any markings. You can't. Cass can on each of the doors, but the rest of you just are kind of oblivious to these individual marks. After getting past about 5 of these doors, left and right side, you get to one on the right hand side that Cass is just going to turn and walk towards. You can't tell any difference between this one and the rest of them.
Great.
What do you do? Cass?
I mean, I opened the door.
Okay. Alright, so you open the door, you walk inside. Standing there is a very lean individual. He's dressed in a tuxedo with tails. He is easily 6'3", maybe weighs 100 pounds. Guy looks nearly like a Slenderman. His face is pale and drawn. His eyes are mascaraed and eyelinered. He has bright red lipstick on, and he has his fingers currently steepled before him. Expectantly, his head tilts to the right as you enter, and he nods at you. Hello, Cass.
I nod back.
Are you here for a session?
I mean, I'm not personally, but my friend here, and I'll look at Rilo. My friend is interested in getting a session completed.
Very well. Come in, come in, come in. Close the door behind you. You know the drill. These doors are to prevent the screaming.
Very important.
And you look, and as he glides, not really walks, but his feet seem to be moving wider than a normal stride should be. And he moves faster than his feet are moving, which is weird. But he will glide to the center of the room where there is what appears to be a table until he throws back the tablecloth and reveals that it's actually a makeshift massage bench. And not by makeshift, more like elaborate, with tie downs and very exquisite leather patterns. This is the most elaborate massage tattoo bench apparatus you've ever seen. It's got individual tie downs for every limb, including the head. You could easily imagine this could be used for both torture, tattooing, or pleasure.
I just pat Rilo on the arm, and I'm like, you're gonna have a great time. I know you think you know what you're in for, but you're in for even better.
Good, good. I hope so.
The very tall figure, who is as yet unnamed, gestures to Rilo to approach and take the position. What is it you so desire?
So, I'm not sure. I know that I want to have a few spell effects available when I need them. Let's start with the party favorite, unanimous favorite, the Blood Fury tattoo. Is that even possible?
It is possible. However, I do not believe you would survive the process.
Oh, I don't know about that. Really?
Really? This long? I punch Rilo in the bicep, and his bicep like doesn't even quiver.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, was that a challenge? Because that's like right.
Because now I'm even more interested. Yeah.
I do not believe it was wise for you to seek not hold up against it. And you look at this guy, and this guy has no tattoos anywhere. The idea that this guy is a tattoo artist at all is boggling. And his constitution has to be the weakest you guys have ever seen on anybody. This is a practically sickly looking individual, except for the fact that his posture is perfect. His mannerisms are smooth and graceful, and he talks with a self-confidence that belies his figure. He seems to know what he's
So-
talking about, but if you want to try, he's willing to do it.
What good grief. Yeah, I don't see. Okay, so what bumps can we do? What buffs can we do for a saving throw?
For
I mean, Anita will definitely play while you're getting your tattoo, so you'll be inspired.
Okay.
Uh,
I do
She's also-
seem
I-
to understand the personal cost would be too high.
See, you say that, but
Very well. Please.
I mean, what
Doug
is,
is like,
I mean,
God
can you-
damn it, I want this tattoo.
Yeah, I really do. I mean, so what is the cost?
Oh, the cost.
What is-
You must take your essence and infuse it with that of wild beasts.
Okay. So you don't think I can handle that right now?
He looks at the party. He looks at you. It would not be recommended. However, if you so desire and are willing to pay the insurance costs, we will perform the procedure.
How much is the insurance?
It is not a small sum. It must
Yeah.
be paid to the tune of 32,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
They don't do like a layaway plan or.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He his fingers and looks at you, Cass. Unfortunately.
That's fair. You gotta collect on the on yeah that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Insurance is insurance. The tattoos are free. Insurance is
Yeah.
Yeah, tattoos are free. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I thought that was going to be closer to like 50K. So, but that was the walking dog, so I had to check.
Yeah.
Of course, it would involve
What does it do?
much greater and more dangerous than dogs.
Yeah.
Grey renders must be slaved to your soul. And does anyone know what a grey render is?
I do not.
I would assume Liam does, just based on his background.
Liam would know. Let me go ahead and link a picture of one. There you go. That's a grey render.
Oh, those fuckers. I hate them so much. The burning passion.
So, all right. So,
It has more hit points than Milo.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. Rilo might. I mean, I don't know. If it's a straight hit point thing, I might not make it. But if it's a Constitution thing, it's pretty close. I guess by the time we have enough money to do it, I'll probably be ready for it.
You should do it. Yeah.
Out of
So let's look at.
100% a deterrent based off of the insurance cost.
Yeah.
It was a full RP just to be like, no, you're not going to get it, but hey, look, it work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's almost a game-breaking tattoo. I mean,
Oh, I know.
yeah, that's ridiculous. For
my-
Rilo, that's like, yeah, that'd be stupid.
What does it do?
That would be perfect.
It's sneak attack.
With
Oh,
3d6.
Jesus, what the hell?
No, it's sneak attack with 3d6, and you gain those as temporary hit points.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I just linked it in D&D, in Discord, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
I think Steve's the one that sent it to
Oh
me.
my god!
Yeah, I found it in. I was.
What the hell?
I
Yeah.
saw that. I'm like, I really like all the rest of your choices.
Yeah. Um,
It is really, really cool. It's something that if I were to build a character and my DM didn't know what I was doing, I would slide that in a heartbeat.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that may be a level 15 thing or
That
you know,
might be
16
a level
thing.
15 thing. It might be a good price for,
Okay.
say, the Battle Royale, things like that.
Yeah.
That'd be an awesome thing for a Battle Royale prize. A feat. Or a
That'd be pretty
That's
good.
The Battle Royale yet, by the way?
I'm going to be scheduling, I believe, for July 31st. I'm supposed to do that last week. Last week was hell. I'm going to try to
Yeah,
this
I
week.
know. You've got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that it's only been a week since I moved. It feels like
Yeah.
But no, I'm good. Trying to get it on the schedule this week because people are very interested in it, and I have 3 brand new players in different campaigns this week who are all interested. So yeah, we're gonna run it.
Nice.
How do you level? I mean, if you have brand new characters and they're low level, how do you get them? How do you average out those?
When characters come into a game, I keep them at the same level as the rest of the party. So,
Oh, I got you.
So if they were to come into this game, if we were to gain a 7th player, they'd start at level 9.
So I'm gonna keep going from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
How about power word heal? Is that possible?
Also possible. One moment. And he's going to reference a very large golden book. And the golden book is going to definitely interest a certain gnome. Power word heal. Power word heal. That is approximately 45,000 gold for the insurance.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy
Yeah.
peasy.
It has been done in the past.
Yeah, that's a good one. What about heal?
Look at 9th level spells, man.
Yeah, those are. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm going from the top down.
Yeah, let's see here. You're looking for heal. I think heal we can actually do fairly inexpensively. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm going to heal all of my hit points and clear all conditions. Alright, power word heal, I believe is 18,000. Double check.
Internet issues today.
Oh,
Oh, I'm just having really bad internet issues today.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I might just if I disconnected, reconnected a few times during the session. That's why. It's bad internet.
Sorry, the heal would be 2,000 gold for single use.
Okay. And what about like a once a day thing?
Once a day, we have to multiply that by 10. So,
Okay.
2,000.
All right.
Because of utility, it must be compensated for the insurance.
Oh, I understand.
Because one time using tattoo, it leaves your skin, you are fine. 10 times repeated use could cause carcinogens to build up within the flesh.
Gross.
Indeed,
So-
the flesh begins to atrophy, cause pains, boils, hair falls out, etc.
So is it a strictly is it a level thing? Is that what it is? Mostly based on level?
Yes, it's mostly based on level. So Hunter's Mark. Are you looking for one-time Hunter's Mark or persistent Hunter's Mark?
So yeah, persistent. I think the spell is like an hour.
Yes. For one cast, it would be one cast of Hunter's Mark, it would be 500 gold pieces.
And that's once a day.
No, that is once a time.
Once a time, for sure.
For once per day, we'd speak of, 5,000 to much
Yeah.
higher costs.
What about some of these others, like
Dimension
haste,
Door,
shield? Yep.
each of those are not too expensive single times. Single times not too expensive. We can do that very easily. But you must understand, repetitive costs more. At will costs.
So I think Misty Step is a second level, isn't it?
Yes. And Misty Step
How much-
will only be 300 gold for single time.
Really?
Misty
Okay.
Step tattoo, we can make it in the shape of a flower.
What about Dimension Door
We can do
in
that.
haste?
500 gold. Single use tattoos. Not bad at all. They're like, how do you say temporary?
Yep. And haste?
Yes, we could do that too. 500 gold.
Okay, so
Please cast
If I
tie
did-
down his leg while we continue speaking.
yeah, I like the Hunter's Mark,
Mm-hmm.
but I do want that once a day.
Once a day, huh?
Is that going to be 5,000?
Once a day for Hunter's Mark. Let's recast it. Yeah, you know what? Once per day. Yeah, that'll be 5,000 for that. Once a day.
Okay. And then Misty Step, is that 3,000?
Yeah. Once a day. Those are super powerful.
Yeah, they are.
Very
That's
cautious.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to find ways to
Oh, I know.
upgrade Rilo, and I'm trying to. I don't know. You know,
understand. Trust me.
he's
Like-
kind of tied to the weapons he uses, so I'm trying to think of outside the box.
Oh, I feel you. The fun part is I have whenever I do these weird homebrew things that DMG says don't do, I have to
Yeah.
come up with a counter to it, and I have a counter to it. So if I ever have to, I can take them away. They just suck to do.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think I'd like to do those two. What do you think, Steve?
I think that's I think those are great spells.
Very well. Would you mind tying down his right hand?
You got it.
Oh, you've been waiting to do that, hadn't you, Cass?
What? No.
Rilo, the gentleman reaches down and, with the barest of touches, he's got a very gentle touch on strapping your hand down. You won't feel his fingers on your skin at all. All you feel is the warm touch of the suede-backed leather as it presses against the back of your arm. It might catch a hair in the buckle, but he's trying very carefully not to. As you are strapped down to the table, a strap reaches around the back of your head, and your face is placed inside of a leather donut. And you look down at the wonderful floor ahead of you. There's a design on the floor. It's very curious.
Huh.
Alright. As you check out the design, roll an Arcana check, Rilo.
Yeah, that's one of my strong suits.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Could Anita assist with his Arcana check?
No.
Woo!
Alright, with an 18, you know there's something magical going on. You look at it and you watch as the pattern pulses and rotates, sparks trace the various lines. Lines keep changing. It's amazing. You've never seen a light show like this before. And then all of a sudden the light show stops and the pattern fades back to just an outline on the floor. the strap behind your head is released. You rise from the table. All 4 of the straps of your arms and legs have been released. Tattoo's done. Don't feel a thing.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Really?
like it.
Okay.
What the rest of you saw was you saw this gentleman sit down and for over the next 4 hours tattoo Rilo. As Rilo sat there motionless during the entire thing, not saying a word, not uttering a peep during the entire process of these tattoos.
Oh wow, they need that in real life.
Yeah, really. Agreed. I would definitely do that, artist. Yeah.
He will turn to the party, place his very immaculately cared for tools back on the silver platter next to Rilo's hip, and begin washing the tools in a basin of perfectly clear liquid. Doesn't look like water, it's far too viscous. It's like a gel.
Uh-huh.
And as you guys look, he asks again, slender, heels together, barely moving at all as he washes his implements. Was there something else?
Well, I'm very happy. Any of you guys?
Yes, I do. I'm looking.
Achieved within the bounds of the insurance. Yes, sir.
I'm looking for an Eldritch Claw tattoo.
Eldritch claws. Oh. Interesting. Why would you seek such things?
So I can hit things harder. And maybe from a distance.
Eldritch claw tattoo. Let us see. And he returns to the golden book once again. And he looks at it. Very well. We can do this. He looks at it, at the book. Once Burundai, I believe, is what it is associated with. Yes.
It gives my fists a permanent +1 bonus to attack and damage, but once per day I can activate it.
Yes. Very well. Lay down. Be comfortable. Cass, darling, would you mind?
Oh yeah, all over it.
Okay. So, as Cass straps your legs into this elaborate table, you
Why is
find
this familiar?
a very warm, recently vacated table pressing up against you. The leather of it has been kind of smushed down due to Rilo's weight, but it, like a memory foam mattress, it is starting to give back. But as you press against it, you look through the leather donut as your arms are strapped in, and you see the bright yellow design on the floor. It's amazing what that thing is. It's engaging your eyes, and you look at it, and you can't really tear your eyes away from it. Roll an Arcana check.
Arcana check? Sure. Oh, you know what might be good to have on? Beyond 20.
What?
That'd be
That's
helpful.
crazy.
Awesome. With a 20, you realize that you're not looking at a spell. You're looking at a creature.
Oh, what kind of creature is it?
Ah, you're not able to identify that with a 20.
Damn.
Yeah, but there is some sort of creature that is laying underneath this table, looking up at
Hello.
you. And what you're doing is you're literally looking into its eye, and it has you hypnotized at the moment, very mildly, non-malevolently. It's just holding you there, painless, completely oblivious to your surroundings. This could be a very dangerous creature if it were in any other situation. It's a dangerous creature in this situation. eye closes, the pattern on the floor winks out, and you are allowed to rise from the tattoo table completely.
Oh, thank you much.
The gentleman with the long steepled fingers nods at you. Of course. Thank you for paying the cost of the insurance. And begins
What?
cleaning his new implement.
What was the cost of the insurance?
The cost of the insurance in this case was 5,000 gold pieces.
Over the tattoo.
Indeed. Well, the tattoos are free.
I see.
You do have the gold. Yes.
I do.
Very well, then there is no problem. And you realize that on the platter next to him, there's several implements that have been completely unused, and a couple of them look very pointy and not intended for tattoos.
I can
Right.
see. So, Eric, just so I'm not
Yeah,
getting confused, that tattoo was 5,000 gold, right?
yeah,
Basically.
yeah.
Cool.
Well, the insurance was. Tattoos
Well.
were free.
I
No.
mean,
Yeah, you spended 5,000 gold to get the tattoo. Is that better?
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is basically all of my gold. I am down to 63 gold.
A pleasure doing business with you. Should you need employment in the future, perhaps you could become a masseuse.
You know, that would be a very interesting idea. I will,
Let me know.
sure, I'll let you know.
Pastor, is there anything else that you or the other lady or this small individual would prefer?
Yeah, Knick-Knack, do you want a tattoo?
No.
Are you sure? It's like basically writing on a spell book, right? It's like the same concept.
Listen, all you guys have all this extra skin space and real estate to work with. I got this.
Alright. Alright. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm good.
This would cause problems.
You. That being said, I do need to go shopping for something real quick.
He nods.
Oh, we'll go shop then.
Yes, Cass.
I mean, I think we're all good because Anita, unless you want to add to your ghost step tattoo.
I mean, so Anita will just show off her ghost step tattoo and say, "Do you have any suggestions?" I've obviously had some ink work.
I suggest a recoloring to match your eyes.
What would the recoloring cost?
In your case, nothing.
Ooh.
Oh,
Man, Anita's always getting free stuff.
This is bullshit.
It's getting hot, man.
I know.
Favor would be necessitated.
what type of favor were you looking for?
30 minutes of your time next door.
Ooh, that's
That's very
interesting.
specific.
Yeah, that's very specific and it's very interesting. What is next door?
I do not know. This has simply been requested of me.
I mean, sure.
Uh,
I'll take a page from the Book of Silas. Let's go for it.
Because that's always worked out for him.
Cass,
Yeah.
would you mind?
Oh, yeah, on it. Yeah, let's do it.
So Cass starts strapping your legs into the table. It's very warm. You get the idea that you've just laid down right after two big guys laid down on this table.
Yes, and I
One
will,
big guy, one skinny, scrawny monk.
Anita will mention that it may be time for us to find a public bath as we're all getting strapped into the same table.
You smell it. It smells like lavender.
Oh, okay. All right.
What
11.
else for like?
This guy is a professional through and through. He is sanitizing all of his instruments between every two. This guy is a pro.
Is he
Right.
wearing a mask? Is he following COVID protocols?
He is
What
not.
the hell's wrong with him?
What's interesting is you haven't heard him breathe yet.
He's got his vaccine. I got you.
No, this guy doesn't have a need for a vaccine.
Yeah, he has no need for breathing. I don't think he needs a vaccine.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's something really creepy going on here.
Bro, you got 5G here?
Yes. Can Anita tell anything about him just by looking at him, basing it off of her Twilight, her cleric background, her
Yes. Let's go ahead and try a knowledge history. Yeah, just a history check. Let's see if you can get up there. I know it's real high, but
all right.
I'm talking like a 25 to get some basic information.
Oh, yeah, no problem at all. I've got a +2 to history, so 25 should be easy. I just had to roll 23.
Oh no, unfortunately not. This guy's really, for lack of a better term, and very accurately, he's out there.
Oh, interesting.
He
I
kind of probably picks up on this a little bit more.
Anita will just give an eye to Cass, like, sure, this is okay. Just like raise an eyebrow at her, which at this point, yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right, let's do it, my friend.
Okay, as your arms are strapped in, your head hits the little leather pillow. You look down through the leather pillow, you see the golden design on the floor. It's engaging your eyes. It is glorious. This is better than drugs. This is awesome. Roll an Arcana check. Awesome. You will fall asleep. When you wake up, the straps have been undone for a while. You are completely rested, and what you feel is a nice, gentle pressure of warm fingers on the balls of your feet as
Nice.
you are being massaged awake. You are fully
Oh.
dressed except for your shoes, and the tall individual is at the foot of the table, currently rubbing your feet with a nice warming lotion.
Oh, well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
He nods and slowly offers you your shoes, which he will put on for you.
Lovely. That's very appreciated. You're a gentleman.
He
Aw.
lays them exactly with the right amount of pressure across each individual lace as he adjusts everything perfectly to the way you had them before.
Not everybody knows how to tie these types of boots. Quite talented.
He smiles. Thank you. Your 13 minutes, please. And he
Indeed.
walks to the door.
All right.
As you walk to the door opens. Outside, there is a gnome dressed in all black. Black hood, black robe, black belt, black gloves, black boots. He's all of 2'1". And as you approach him, he holds a finger to his lips, looks up at you with bright green eyes, and walks down the hall to the next door.
Knick-knack, is that you?
You look behind you, Knick-Knack's in the room.
All right. Okay.
Okay. You
Anita's gonna-
down the hall.
Yep.
You approach the next door, and the door opens. Inside, you see an individual currently strapped to a rack, and apparently you are entering the room, and then the door will close. I will send you a message.
Okay.
Got it. Your silent keyboard is nerve wracking, Eric. I was so used to the clack, 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 and then when it stopped, I knew to watch for the message.
There we go. So I need to get a persuasion check from you.
All right. My persuasion check is
Just go ahead and roll it.
yes, except I've got the 17 from the Threads of Fate, so I've got 29. That's my persuasion.
You will receive what was requested, and the door will open. And then I need a medicine check from you, please.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Before you leave the room, you have that choice.
Yep.
Alright. Cool. The door closes behind you. The gnome in the black robe ushers you back to the rest of the party, who is still in the same room with the tall individual who is serving them tea, crumpets, and scones. This
Could I
is
be, like-
a professional host and butler.
Can I ask him during the time that Anita was gone? Kind of like, on the quieter side, ask him what that creature was.
He
Just like as like mild curiosity.
He looks at you. The assistant to my trade.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Ah, here is your compatriot. When you are done with the tea and scones, you are free to go. Thank you, Cass, for the delightful visit and business as usual. Should you ever have need of a refresher on your own, let me know.
Well, thank you. I'm sure I'll be in touch.
Do you still have the little rose on your ankle?
I like roll the boot cuff down and ta-da!
Is it there?
It is.
It is.
It's
there.
probably like an off color. Like it's not in the best condition, but it is there.
Okay. So, he will bow and stand next to the door.
Is there anything I need to know about the refurbished tattoo that you did for me, or is it just the same?
It's just
All right.
color.
All right.
That's all it is the color.
It's like it's a curse.
It looks prettier.
I mean, that truly is enough, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to double check.
People pay a lot of money to get tattoos recolored.
Oh, yes, they do.
I personally wouldn't know because the only tattoos I have are through accidental stuff. But yay, too much paintball. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha.
3 thanks to way too close impacts.
Good lord.
Yeah, one on my ankle, one on my shoulder, and one on my right hip. You get shot at 300 feet per second from 1 inch. Ow.
Ouch. Ouch.
By the way, Anita, you got the cloak of displacement back, right?
I did notice that. Yes, thank you. I can't actually attune to it at the moment, but I appreciate the. I will carry it with me.
Eric.
Is there any place here to go shopping for magical items? Because I think that's where we're going to find Silas as well.
Ah. I mean, I'm not the best at like the magic-y gobbledygook, but I think probably I know the general area.
Lovely. Let's go to the general.
As she
Getting that tattoo
general
drained.
area, she exits the room, and instead of going back up the stairs to the bed, she turns right down the hall and keeps going deeper into this establishment.
By the way, that tattoo took basically everything that I had money-wise. So if he wants me to make potions, it'll have to be a group effort for the cost of the herbs.
Totally hear you. I think we'll let's figure it out at the end. We'll go to the supply shop last before hitting the ship.
Sure.
Cass,
Eric,
where do you want to lead them? And let me give you a couple options here.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
the
look
part
for
of
book right underneath all the other notes.
Cheeky.
There you go. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Up to you.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well stop by, just to see in terms of like what people want. But then if we need to get like more specific
Sure.
stuff, like for Liam's potion making, or if like we need specific spell scrolls, but we can pop by the item shop here.
So Cass takes you down the hall at the mention of looking for items and leads you to another oaken door with iron fittings. You can't tell this door from the last two doors you guys interacted with, Anita. The last door you guys interacted with for the rest of you. But
Yep.
Cass, you know the difference on this door, and as you open the door inside, you can smell the very distinct scent of cloves being smoked. And you walk in, there's a dwarf sitting behind a small wooden table. By
Did we walk
about
in
8 inches in diameter. Dwarf looks up at you with his little tiny cigarette. The cloves have to be one next to the other in that thing. He looks up at you. Customers, eh? Welcome in, Cass. Been a while.
Thanks. Good to be back.
Bring anything for me today?
I like look through my bag of junk that I've collected. I pick out the unicorn that Liam gave back to me, and then I stuff it back into my bag, remembering that I have to like put it back in his pocket at some point to continue our game.
It's gonna be a game of trying to put it back into each other's bag. It's gonna be great.
I pull out the monstrous serpent stinger.
What's that? Let's see what you got there.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to give it to somebody else in another town, and they told me I should hold on to it, but I don't really. I'm not sure what is the best purpose for it.
Let's take a look now. Oh goodness, that's a nasty piece of work there. It's still got the gland attached. Yeah.
We got it out of the Underdark. We had a fun little time in the Underdark, and this was one of the prizes we walked away with.
Yeah. Want to read it?
Maybe. What's your like spell scroll situation?
If you picked him up from a couple passerbys. Not a lot. You know, we tend to deal with more solid substances.
Yeah, I get that. And I kind of look at Knick-Knack and I sort of gesture like, I don't know what you need here, or if you want anything, Knick-Knack, or if you think it would be better for us to go somewhere else.
Shelly? Is that you? You muted?
Mm,
Did we lose you to Canada? We lost Chase to Canada.
bummer.
Yeah.
I will ask about, I guess, heal scrolls and remove curse scrolls. I don't know if that's too specific for this particular acquisition area, but
Those can use way too fast. Sorry.
yeah, it sounds right.
Just come in and you can take him right away. Jewel tends to use those herself.
That makes sense. Do you have anything that's good for swimming or like being out on the water? Oh, interesting.
Not that expensive. Especially not for a member like yourself.
Yeah, I'd be willing to trade the stinger for the ring.
Oh, really? You know, I'm not supposed to rip people off. You know that, right? Tell you what, is there anything else you need to make it a bit more fair?
Hmm.
You look around, it's not a big room, but there's a good 8-10 different suits of armor on the walls, good 30-40 swords and weapons, maces, daggers, throwing weapons. And there's a couple cloaks and robes, there's a whole barrel of staves. Really weird little room. It could pass for a hoarder's collection, except for everything seems to be exactly where it belongs. And this dwarf is seated in the middle of the room behind this 8-inch table. No ashtray. There's a little pile of ash at the foot of the table where he keeps flicking the thing. Just smoking some cloves and having a chat with you from his little stool.
I'll look back at the group and ask if anybody thinks they need anything, like any sort of armor or weapon or other equipment.
I'm curious. I want to go through the stabs. Maybe just for curiosity's sake.
Just look
Oh, spell scrolls. Now, do you happen to have any around?
just a few. Hey, huge jelly.
Hi.
Long time.
Yeah, it's been all pretty good, yeah.
You still making money with those mustaches of yours?
I think I get a commission every now and again. I don't like the needles, though. Too much of a pain.
Yeah, I bet.
You could say they're just a bunch of pricks.
Yeah, it didn't really stick with it too much.
You guys gonna get to the point soon?
Yes,
Nice.
I am.
And I'm gonna like kind of stand up, put my hand try to put my elbow on the counter, but I pretty much have to like lift it above my head in order to make this work.
8-inch tables, and it's a seated dwarf. This is at your chest height.
Yeah, so I'm gonna perfect then. I'll get the elbow up on the table.
So, I need a spell scroll of something that's gonna explode.
So what do you say, Jelly?
But specifically,
Yeah.
that.
You were
Might tell me something I don't know.
Why does this dude sound like my uncle when he gets high?
Who's your uncle?
You know, I actually don't remember my family too much.
Shame. You should have family. Yeah. Here, Shelley.
Totally.
It's gonna cost you a little bit extra, though. You didn't realize that, because acquisitions and all.
Just because I can't go to a normal mage guild for spell scrolls, and all of a sudden things become more expensive. Yes, I understand. How
I
much?
think you've been kicked out of all of them.
I have not been kicked.
Your reputation precedes you. Why don't we just get back to it?
That's fair. Especially with this.
So I gotta charge you for the protection costs of paying off the guards.
Okay.
So it's gonna cost you 1,000 gold for that.
1,000 gold. Are you kidding me?
Tell you what, Cass,
Yeah,
you're in league with this Shelley, right?
I am.
Cass, dangerous people. Tell you what, for this stinger here and 1,000 gold, I'll give you the ring of water walking, the scroll that Mr. Ciccelli and his kind services are offering, and that stick your friend's looking at.
I mean, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at a bunch of sticks.
So none of them are particularly interesting to you. Is that what you're saying? You
I
don't
mean,
want to.
Well,
Our
no, like,
sticks aren't good
this
enough
is
for
like
you,
too Eric.
Liam?
Like, what am I looking at?
Huh?
What am I looking at?
The stick you're looking at, it seems to be made out of ivory. It looks like about four guys in a totem pole formation on top of each other. Top one is bald and is missing his eyes. The second one looks like he just got an enema. The third guy has eyes wide open, and the fourth guy is screaming.
This looks very lovely. What does this do?
Good deal, Cass.
Sorry, I think I missed that.
Do we have a deal?
I look at Knick Knack and I go, I don't know, Knick Knack, does that sound worth it to you?
Sounds like
You see Knick Knack just like practically drooling, like Mr. Burns' little hands kind of going up his fingers.
So is this Knick Knack? Is this like a repeatable thing, or is this a one-time
Oh,
trick?
this is repeatable.
So, okay, Eric. These tattoos, you have to attune to them.
yeah, not the single ones, no.
I think the ones that have attuning, they attune while they're being put on you.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so what I'm asking is, the ones I bought are once a day,
Right.
so they don't require attuning.
Once a day ones should not, no.
Okay, good. Okay.
The at-will ones.
Oh.
absolutely do.
So, Knick Knack, do you need cash? Is that what you need? You need any little extra funds?
I don't need the cash. I just think that 1,000 gold for this is kind of expensive.
Well,
There's 1,000 gold for that ring of water walking,
That's actually probably fair then.
this staff, and I think there was one other thing, right?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And the ring.
That's right.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, let's do it.
Alright, how much you need from me?
1,000 gold from Ciccelli.
Fine.
Paid the 1,000.
Man, you're swimming in cash. What are you talking about?
Cheap!
Not as much cash as you do.
But Knick Knack is a cheapskate. He's a miser.
Liam has so much shit that he wants to get, but he's so broke now.
Alright, fine.
Water walking.
Meanwhile, Knickknack's just gonna grab the scroll and kind of just like.
That's jelly.
Yeah?
Here.
Huh? I wouldn't do it in here.
If it will make anything go boom, can you also not do it on our ship, please?
It shouldn't go boom. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is harmless.
Yeah, okay.
Jelly. It's a scroll. And it's you. Ain't nothing harmless.
Okay, name, like, I've never heard anybody except if we exclude...
You lit someone on fire!
Yes, but he deserved it. I never intentionally hurt somebody.
You lit him on fire! You were right next to him.
Yeah, but he was a dick.
Anyway,
count?
I wave to the dwarf and I say thank you so much, and then we leave as Liam and Knickknack bicker.
That sounds about right.
Don't
We start pushing them out the door while they bicker into the hallway.
see it in another 10 years, Cass.
Oy vey, I hope not.
Anita will ask about iron bands of binding if the dwarf has that.
Yeah, I have those. Yeah, I have those.
So what was that quarterstaff?
What's the quarterstaff?
It was just a stick?
No, you guys have. Come on. D&D Beyond is being slow. You have that.
Oh.
Worth
Oh,
it.
nice. Awesome.
You go ahead and scratch that monster stinger off your character sheet, yes.
Cool. Will do.
Because that was worth quite a bit.
Hey Anita, how do you feel about this staff of healing?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, Liam, you should hold on to that. We need more than one healer in the group. That would free Anita
I
up to do
can't
something.
hold
If
on
you...
to it.
He can't though. It's for a bard, a cleric, or a druid.
Oh, gotcha.
Go ahead and hand wave that.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, regardless, I don't have any slots left open.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, unhand waved.
Well, how about you, Knickknack? This might actually. You could probably use this.
He's not a bard, a cleric, or druid.
Well, Eric was saying that he would waive it, right?
Oh,
Hand wave this.
I got you.
Especially considering you guys got it from the dwarf.
Here's the thing. I could just cast those spells. And,
Right, but this saves a spell slot.
Yeah, it saves spell slots. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I mean, I would do it, but I'm out of. I have no attunement slots.
Not to mention, Knickknack, you casting Mass Cure Wounds just by using five of these charges is
should
just
I
not.
lose the Amulet of Health then?
Well, how many slots do you have open?
None.
What the
Yeah.
fuck are you using?
I've got all.
The Amulet of Health, the Blood-Forged Diadem of Oat Shoe, and the Robe of Scintillating Colors.
Yeah. I can drop the Ioun Stone of Insight and pick this up, but that would be the only thing.
You can drop the Robe of Scintillating Colors if you want. But, shiny knickknack.
Go and drop your robe in public, please.
I mean, you'd be like, do you feel like we should switch off the robe for the staff? I think the robe provides more crowd control.
Well, we haven't really used it a lot recently.
What are you talking about?
We used it the once at the at the manor, but I think that's
When
the
was the last time we got into
last
a
time we've
fight,
used
though?
it in a while.
Well, that's well.
Yeah, he uses it every time
But
he
it
goes
was
to
a
combat.
yeah, but it was a long while until until that point where we used it. Like it's been quite a long time since we used it before then. If that makes sense.
I
Like,
would
in-
note that you guys didn't do combat prior to that, except for in the Alchemist Hut. The last time before that was all the way back in Proster. You guys don't do a ton of dungeon runs, so the Rose Scintillating Colors is being used pretty much every time you guys hit a dungeon. It's just
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys end up doing so much RP and so much in between time that the dungeon crawls don't really happen for your group yet.
Yeah, Knickknack's used that like 4 times at least.
So, up to you
Yeah.
guys. It's there if you want it. If you don't want it, you can always trade it or sell it. It's worth a lot.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
Well,
I think onto it.
it gives Knickknack something offensively to do. He doesn't have a whole lot of things he can do offensively.
Except talk.
Right. And it has, I think it's really paid off a couple of times.
Agreed.
Sorry, that was a little shade there for Nick Nack. Sorry, Chase.
Okay, and then what about you, Cass? Did you think that you could use this?
I mean, if you want me to not use that bow you taught me to use.
That's a good point.
I don't see
And Rilo?
Cass isn't really. Cass and Rilo are not givers. Not in this way.
Yeah, I am quite the taker. It's true.
Like I would genuinely use it. I would use it. It's just I would either I'd be giving up either my AC or that new tattoo that I got.
Yeah, well, hold on with it. Hold on to it. And
Onto
maybe
it.
we'll find a way to use it. I mean, it's really nice. I mean, we're going to get to use it eventually.
Is there some sort of like, do we? Anita is sort of connecting with her goddess and seeing if there is some powering up coming in the near future. Because if there is, then the Ioun Stone of Insight might be less important to her.
Powering up. What does that mean from Steve to Eric?
I just mean, are we going to level up? Because I'm at an ASI level. So, yeah. So, like, as I'm thinking about things that I can do with items and attunement, like, one of the things I could do is do an ASI to my wisdom, and then I could drop the insight.
Didn't you guys just level up last week?
No, we leveled up a while ago. It was before we got to Erebor.
You're right. No, you guys are leveling up very, very soon, yes.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be like last week or this week.
You guys are supposed to level up as soon as
We just never leave it.
That's right. We just never
We were
leave.
here for like a month and a half.
We
That's-
just never have left.
Like we've just never leave this town.
Yeah, it's.
Although, to be real, I would rather do as much role playing as we do.
Everyone's like, I like the bottom right angle of the check mark. It's nice and curved. But as far as going to the top right, not happening. This is really
That was-
cool. Let's do. I can go shopping.
We want to find our own personal demons.
Hey, you guys have spent almost 7 weeks in Area Boreal. The Sunday group spent a grand total of 2 hours in Area.
Well, they didn't get the true Erebor experience. Maybe they should,
They did not. They're like, we have to deliver a werewolf.
Excuse me?
Sounds about right.
They have other things on their plate.
Yeah. And so do we, honestly. So we should get the hell out of this town.
We've spent a full 24 hours, if not longer, in this city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, in real time, 24 hours.
Yeah.
Most of that in this room.
Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I just think it's time. But the reason, anyway, so like, yes, let's grab this item. Anita will let everyone know that there's a possibility she might be able to attune to it as we move forward. But yeah, I think we should go looking for Silas, honestly, and see if we can get out of this town, because the thing that's freaking out Anita is that we are in the same town where Charity knows that we are. So like, we should either continue to work our way toward her or be looking for her or something. Like, I don't think that fact that we've been located in this town and then have just sort of hung out is a good idea.
Okay. I'll ask about Judith's to the dwarf, but if Judith's isn't around, I'm not sure. We'll just have to ask around where like the magic-y places in Eriabor are, because I don't know where other magic shops are where Silas is likely to be hanging out.
Yeah, we'll just have to. I mean,
and Judith, she's mighty competitive. She ain't in town right now.
Yeah. All right. That's good to know.
Can I close
Okay.
the cast?
Yeah. Sure.
And
Great.
are you gonna give him some of your clothes?
Yeah.
Okay. He looks at you. You always do bring me the nicest things.
I do my best.
What's weird to the rest of you guys, Cass has a bag of clothes. It weighs like a pound.
That's it? Just a pound?
Yeah. A pound is, a big handful. And
Yeah.
it's like she was prepared to give it to this guy, almost like Cass knew this guy was going to ask. Kind of weird.
Do-do-do-do.
I mean, is it weird or is it cast normal?
yeah,
Mm.
I think we're starting.
Where do you
Cass.
want to go now, Cass? Where are you going to lead the party to?
I guess we'll head out into Eriabor proper, to the main streets.
Okay. So you
I don't know.
And
Yeah.
as you get to the end of the hall, it is a blank stone wall. To the rest of you, Cass, in Rogue's Cant, you know which stones to push in which order, and the wall slides away, revealing an alleyway in the upper part of the show.
Super.
Step out. It is dry. The sun is shining outside. Not for much longer, as it's about 7 p.m. And as you guys step out of the alleyway, the stone wall slides back into place, revealing no indication that there's an opening there whatsoever. As you are standing outside of a mill for flour.
Nice. I will probably know where the alchemist is, but I won't know, like, where somebody selling spell scrolls necessarily would be, so we would just have to sort of keep an eye out or ask around in that particular area, but...
So, where do you guys want to go first? Alchemist, or you want to go look for spell scrolls?
Let's go for spell scrolls.
Okay. Spell scrolls it is. As you make your way down the street, there's a couple of different places you can purchase them. You guys are able to peruse the various shops and find the spell scrolls you're looking for. They are moderately priced. What scrolls are you looking for, Knick-Knack? Or anybody, really?
I mean, we should definitely get heal and remove curse, right? And then Damon recommended, what is it, Intellect Fortress?
Yeah, Anita's going to buy at least one Intellect Fortress.
Okay. That's going to cost you...
It sounds like you used one of those adding machines where you hit the buttons and then pull the big thing on the side.
crystals he made. Let's
Oh.
say Brazil nuts or something.
Ah,
Or cashews, or jawbreakers, or whatever the snack is that I think Chase is eating.
sorry. What? How much was the gold that I just spent?
300.
300.
300. Okay.
What's a heal scroll or a remove curse scroll cost?
That would be 1,200. Expensive.
We don't need torches, do we? I'm going through all my shit and I'm trying to clear out all the garbage that I don't need.
I mean, we're about to go into a place with vampires and werewolves. I don't know if we might need torches, but we can all see in the dark. So-
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Just remember, Gaston used torches.
Thanks, Eric.
Gaston? Hello?
Gaston.
Yep.
Nobody farts like Gaston. Nobody.
Oh, that guy.
You're Disney, man.
Mm.
Interestingly,
What about that
a
knee?
YouTube channel where a former singer for Gaston is now doing a YouTube channel called Tasting History, which I highly recommend.
Fair enough. Oh fuck! I forgot to change my my avatar for this week.
Yeah, it's kind of sus.
No, not that one. My Discord avatar.
All good. Alright, so you guys purchased a couple of scrolls. You guys want to go to the alchemist shop and purchase alchemy potions there?
Yes, please.
Okay. As you walk in, there's a very kind elf woman behind the counter. She takes one of her bangs and tucks it behind her ear. The rest of her hair is done up in a ponytail that is doubled over in a very scrunchy looking tie. And so it's got this little bubble in the ponytail. And you look up at her and she's dressed in blue coveralls and a white flowy shirt. She looks up. Hi! Welcome! What are you looking for?
Do you have a potion of speed and or a potion of invulnerability?
I do have potions of invulnerability. Yes, potions of speed. Those are addictive, you know. Very addictive.
I've heard that.
But,
You know.
we can make them, but we really look down upon their use. Just so you know, it's not a pleasant experience. It gives you the jitters, and it messes with the circadian rhythm, so that then you sleep when you should be awake. It's really not a pleasant experience. But here's your potion of invulnerability. Let me get that for you. Would you like that gift wrapped, or would you like that wrapped in paper?
Oh, paper's fine.
She pulls out brown butcher's paper, wraps it up, puts a little twine on it, ties it with a bow, puts a little paper label on it, and she writes on there, puts a little smiley face, and on the other side she signs it, and she signs it. Okay, that's going to be 3,840 gold.
Okay.
Is this for a friend or for yourself?
It's for me.
I understand. These are dangerous times. Can't be
Yeah, you never know. You never know what you're gonna go up against, you know?
I do know what I go up against. Typically, it's just pleasant customers like yourself.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you think I'm pleasant. That's also nice to know.
Well, of course, you're a big spender. Come in here and buy one of my most expensive potions. Of course, you're pleasant. You just made my year.
Anita's going to ask if he has a potion of maximum power.
Potion of maximum power? Oh, goodness. Those are also very addictive. They tend to, they tend to give people a sense of greater accomplishment that they really should have. I don't currently have any. triangle gem that I have to get in order to infuse the potion with.
Oh, interesting. Where do you get the gems from?
Oh, I get them from a vendor currently down by the docks, but he's been out for at least a couple of months. Portaro, I forget his name, but he's quite the investor in exotic goods that allow for infusion of massive amounts of energy into potions. So I might visit him if he's in town, but last I checked, he's currently out of the small blue crystals needed in order to do a potion of maximum power.
But he's in town today?
I don't know. I haven't gone to visit him in the past week or so. You could certainly check down by the docks. He would be usually the third warehouse in. He's fairly kind. He can come off a little bit strong, but if you can deal with his advances, you'd be fine.
I think I can deal with that. Thanks. I think that's probably.
He does like to imbibe a little here and there.
Yeah, well, at least we'll have that in common. I think we head to there next, but Liam, do you need to buy components for your potion?
I would like to get some herbs for potions. Yes.
How much would you like?
How much does everyone want me to make?
Let's see what it costs. Anita will definitely pitch in.
All right. I was thinking.
Half of whatever the potion costs.
I was thinking a grand total of maybe 750 gold worth of herbs.
Very well. 750 gold worth of herbs and spices. Would you like the selection of 7 or 13?
13.
Here you go. I hear that your finger looking good.
Mm-hmm.
13.
KFIC.
Yeah, quite. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Friedrich.
So, just to let everyone know, out of character, I don't have the money for this. So if you guys want me to make this shit, you're gonna have to pitch in for it. It's up to you guys though.
Yeah, I mean, you said that in character too. Like, Anita knows you need money, so she's standing at the ready.
So Anita's going to cover the cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much are we spending?
750 gold from Anita.
I've got some gold too.
Rilo, do you want to split it with me? We'll do we'll do 375 each.
Yep, I can do that. Done.
Done and done.
Awesome.
So much for coming by. Don't be strangers. I'd love to have the repeat business. Just remember.
Of course.
It's cutie. It's cutie. It's
All right.
Gorgishma Thalunda. And I will type that out for you.
I was going to say, please do
Thank
that.
you.
We should also go to an herbalist to get more of that ointment stuff, I think. But other than that, oh wow, what a what a name.
Hey,
That's exactly how I was going to spell it.
best part is
Yeah,
I
definitely.
didn't invent that. That's
Oh,
actually
God.
an NPC from another character.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not my invention. I can't take credit for her. Technically, that's my sister-in-law now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So isn't she an herbalist? Like, wouldn't so if the ointment I think we can buy here, right?
Oh, I always assume that they're two different places.
Oh no, she sells.
Is that not correct?
Absolutely, we have that. We
Oh, great.
Reading books too, if you so desire for, private times.
No, I don't need it for that, but thank you so much.
They're quite colorful. How many doses of Hugh ointment would you
Let's
I
do
need
5? Question
Gotcha.
mark?
like? How many?
5?
5. Very well. Here are 5 doses of Hugh ointment, all in one generous vial. Now remember, apply generously and don't miss any spots of the wounds.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Because if you miss any spots, they tend to be very painful.
I believe that.
how much are they per dose?
So you're asking the hard questions today.
120 gold per dose. So
Um,
that would have been 700 gold.
Great.
Wait. 600 gold.
Great.
600
Even better.
Eric
Um,
math. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seriously, I've been doing math with this whole construction project. It's been like, holy crap, Eric does math fast. And I'm like, really?
D&D does that to you.
Oh yeah. Anyone who wants to learn to do addition quick, I highly recommend plays D&D or the Game of Life or Scrabble. Any of these games are great for quick math.
That's what my buddy's been doing with his kid, is that he's teaching
What?
her how to play D&D, and that's how she's learned to count.
My daughter learned to read playing World of Warcraft because we forced her to read all the quests or she couldn't continue.
Nice.
She's already read Lord of the Rings and she's 10.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of the kid. Alright.
She's a smart cookie.
Yeah.
She's a really good role player, too.
Yeah, she is. Be aware.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you warned me when when Zoe and I went to your apartment to play D&D.
Yeah. She started doing voices, which is like, who are you? What the hell is that?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love my kid.
Yeah.
So, what else would you guys like to shop for? As you still have no sign of Silas. Not a.
I mean, do we really need Silas? We can just leave him, right?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's yeah.
Just
We
kidding.
could just let the Aboleth take him, but
Yeah,
here
that's
we are.
fine.
Yeah, if we were going to leave Silas, we should have done it. We could have done that much cheaper. Let's go buy.
I love that's an economical question. Hi,
I mean, to be
we
fair,
sold you.
listen, man, the cost of having a D&D party is really high, especially in this economy.
Exactly.
I would love to have to tell David, yeah, you've been sold into slavery.
He's like, I've been sold into what?
Oh my God, Silas would not. Yeah, that would not go over.
The thing is, Silas would probably be like, really? How much was it?
It's like, oh, like 5,000 gold. I'm worth only 5,000 gold? What the hell, guys?
You couldn't swiggle
Oh,
at
no.
least another 2 or 3 out of that?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It was 5,000 copper.
Oh, that's rough. Imagine being sold for 5,000 copper.
So the Shard of the Blue Palace, we haven't checked it out in a long time. Has it changed any?
No, it hasn't
Does-
changed
I mean-
since you got to Erebor 5 days ago.
I mean, I don't think it's changed in like a really long time as far as
Not since we met Silas's dad.
the stuff. Yeah, the stuff that's
It has?
has it.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys got the +1 ability last time.
Oh yeah.
Does it look different? You know, you have those fleeting.
The surface of the crystal is getting slower.
So it's almost legible or almost
Almost
viewable,
actually,
whatever that's.
Yeah, you can almost make out something in the surface here. I'm gonna make sure that I've got the right version up there because I do have like the next 4 versions of it. I want to make sure
So,
it's here.
Knickknack, you have that slow spell. I mean, can it affect objects like this?
Ooh.
I mean, if you slow, let's say you slow me, theoretically you're slowing everything on me. Could you slow it another degree, and maybe we can make out what the objects in this crystal are?
Yeah,
I mean,
you guys do have
I could
the
try.
current one. The current one includes the subtract 1 from the last roll.
When that was the newest ability, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's a reaction.
Yep. Once per day, use your reaction, subtract 1 from the last roll. A specific character is made. This does not affect the number on the die, but rather the resulting total of the roll, and must be done
So
before another roll is made by anyone.
You know, it occurred to me here recently that we can all use our reaction at the same time
Force
and
a fail.
change, like, yeah, or
I think we asked if it stacked, and I think Eric said no to that.
Yeah, it doesn't say
so we can't all use our reaction. Only one of us gets to use.
that. Just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't read that, so I was I was just checking.
Magic over is not cumulative.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So Knickknack, what do you think? You think that would work?
not cumulative.
I mean, technically it generally has to go on a creature, but I guess I can try it.
I mean, like I said, you could slow me, and then everything on me would be slowed, right? I mean,
I think you're just slowing like your movements, and so by proxy, everything on your person is being slowed because you are slowed.
okay.
You want to try slow on the Shard of the Blue Palace?
Alright. I'm gonna try and cast slow on Shard of the Blue Palace.
Awesome. The pattern
You die, roll on your character.
speeds up about double.
Ooh.
I think I broke it.
No,
The
I-
pattern becomes less and less legible and seems to be going past you faster and faster.
I break concentration.
It returns to its less legible state.
Knick-knack just like, this shit brokey.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
What about haste?
Alright.
Haste.
Of course I have haste.
Okay.
I'm like a haste robot. I cast
Don't be
haste on
so
it.
hasty.
Okay, you cast haste on the shard itself, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, as you cast haste on the shard of the Blue Palace, you look at the crystal and all of a sudden the whirling patterns and everything slow down. And in the surface of the crystal, you can see for just a moment, just about 1 second, you see your own reflection looking expectantly at the crystal. And as you go, huh, that's interesting, the figure in the crystal doesn't quite mirror your words. The motions aren't timed right. They're a good half second faster as the mouth opens before yours does.
Oh, this son of a bitch thinks he can talk faster than me?
And as you said that, the figure does that and then starts to blur again, going faster.
Oh, now you know this means war.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think that's progress. It's more progress than we've had in a while.
It is. I'm surprised you guys. I don't know. That's fun.
Yeah. It's got me thinking.
Maybe if
Yeah, it's got me
you've seen
thinking.
Doctor Who, the episode where they're stuck in the shuttle. The repeating.
I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan.
The episode where he's stuck in the shuttle.
No Doctor Who fans. Okay.
Is it like Star Trek, the episode where they ran into an anomaly?
You know, I've never watched a full episode of Star Trek either.
Doctor Who does not get stuck in shuttles very often. I think there's like 2 episodes where he gets stuck in shuttles.
So, Anita, what are we going to do about Silas? I think we're ready to go, but we're missing Silas.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't leave without Silas. So I think
Can't or shouldn't?
well, fair enough. Anita's not leaving without Silas. So everyone needs to obviously make their own choice. But Anita is going to look for. I'm assuming that Silas is either out shopping, so looking for magical items, or is has found a bar and is spending some time. Anita's fine. I'm fine if we want to go back to the ship and hang out, because I think he'll show up there eventually. But yeah, I think I'm going to spend a little time tooling around town and seeing if I can run into him anyway.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigate.
Can I help?
Anita?
I'll probably just go to the ship so I can get started on the potions.
Okay, cool. Alright.
Oh, my investigation is not really my strong suit, but
But
I'll ask
you
around a lot.
Cass.
Yeah.
Are you going to ask Talon?
Yeah.
Who are you asking?
I mean, Anita's going to ask Cass because Cass seems to know everybody in town. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, where, you know Silas, you know the type of trouble he wants to get into. So, where would we find that trouble? Because that's where we'll find some.
I mean,
Any back alley that's nearby.
yeah, I was gonna say the low road is probably where he is, but like we can definitely. I don't know if he's like doing his Todd thing or like if he's doing his whatever with rich people thing. But we could certainly look in some bars together in the low road, and we'll see if we can see him. You think he looks like himself?
I mean, I think I'll be able to find him,
Okay.
even if. I'll tell you what. Let's go from high to low. Let's get that. What is the most wild bar for the rich folks in town, or where do the rich people go when they want to get wild?
Yeah,
That's
great question.
Yeah.
Low road.
So it's weird. I mean, we're in a weird situation because Doug's not worried about Silas, but Rilo. I mean, we literally just saw Charity last night, right?
Right.
So
But
yeah,
she thinks that he's dead.
yeah.
Charity does, but Charity would also knows who he is and would recognize him. So it depends on, yeah, and she would feel burned.
Yeah, did she figure something? Did she figure something out since last night? I don't know.
Yeah, because if she saw us leaving together, remember we left the Iron Boot together on purpose, and Anita asked, "Should we make sure that Charity doesn't see?" And the collector said that he would not mind if Charity saw Silas. So there's a fairly good chance that Charity knows she got burned, and that Silas is out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
I'll
see
follow.
some more. We'll see if we can find him.
Yeah, I'll follow Anita.
Okay. So you go to the biggest, baddest bar in town, and it is a raucous place. They have a long line in order to get in. It is got bouncers galore. This is one of those places where if you aren't on the list, you shouldn't get in. Anita, you know how to get in. Cass,
Oh,
you know how to
Anita
get in.
walk up to the front with everybody and say, "We're on the list. It's my birthday."
They will let you in. They look at
Amazing.
Rilo and Knick-Knack, and are going to stop them at the moment Liam went to the ship.
Oh, So, would I know if there's any, how would I put it this way, shady undergoings with this? Like, if it is an underworld hangout of sorts?
You know that there's a significant amount of drugs that are dealt both in the line and inside here. As far
In the line.
as shady, this is the tame bar. Let's put it that way.
Would I happen to know, like, the guy dealing the drugs? Or who he was?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's his name?
His name, second.
Bernardo.
No, his name is
Calling it.
You have to actually get his real name.
I have literal vials of dragon's blood if that's somehow to sell whatever afterwards. But
If people are into that, if people are doing that,
What does that stuff do?
it's like it's like a meth cocaine.
You know, when
People
they called it the
really
high
go to
road,
magic
I
and then
didn't-
die.
When they called it the high road, I didn't think they meant that.
I'm on a high road after midnight.
Villain's name is
Think that I might have been stoned. What was his name?
Danny Riddle.
Yeah, we're here to see Daniel.
Why would you want to see that?
Business.
Oh. Roll persuasion, please. As Anita and Cass have walked in,
Persuasion?
Shit. God, he's waiting for me. Why won't you let me in?
because you're not on the
I just
list,
forgot my ID at home.
You're also probably underage.
Hmm.
Mentally or physically?
Tall guy, good looking. Go on in.
Son of a biscuit.
Ryan walks past into the bar.
it's the beard. Got him in every time.
Alright.
I have a mustache.
Yeah, you know, there's a guy who sells those things on the street.
He got them from me.
Uh,
Probably not the right thing to say to this case.
yeah, we get disguises. And he buys them from me.
I'm Knick-Knack. I'm famous, goddammit.
Knick-knack who?
It's Shelly.
Ain't never heard of you.
Have you heard of Con Keen Stormhammer?
No.
Oh, shit.
My not so secret identity. Dun dun dun.
Knick-Knack is the shitty Batman. He's like, hey, have you heard of my
I'm way better than
my other
Batman. I
name?
actually have superpowers.
and parents? Oh wait,
Wow. Ouch. Ouch. Wow.
Oh, and siblings.
true.
You know what? Fuck it. Okay, buddy. I'm just gonna sit out here and read. Is that okay? Do you mind if I just sit outside and read?
Sidewalk's free.
Alright, fine.
Hold on, I just gotta check something real quick.
I know.
You're gonna cast like something stupid to get himself in.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I am.
You gonna blow something up right now?
Nope. I'm not gonna blow anything up.
Bullshit.
Are you gonna transmute something into something that then explodes because it untransmutes?
Explode. And I know what I would do if I were Knick-Knack.
I know what I would do if I were Knick-Knack. Don't fucking press it, but I mean, you know, that's not the Knick-Knack way.
Really?
Mhm.
Really?
As long as-
This is like, lol, what?
This is the funny moment.
Alright, so you do that. And then what?
Well, so let me just get this perspective. My goal here is to leave a little bit of space for the door that I can just like squeeze behind.
Nope.
Hmm?
Nope. The bouncer blocks your way.
Hmm.
Because creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast a spell, can move through it freely.
But he can't see me if I make it opaque, right?
Right? But he's in the doorway.
Can I just make it so the corner, the corner of it cuts him off? Like he's at the edge, and I just try to like blow by.
He sticks his head out of it and looks for you.
I am fine getting caught because this is
He's
funny.
gonna catch you. I think it's hilarious, and I think he's gonna catch you, and he's gonna break your concentration. It's not concentration, but yeah, he's gonna be like, "You're doing this, ain't you?"
No, I'm trying to cast Leoman's tiny hut around the guy.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Alright, back of the line. He chucks you.
No tossing. Okay, fine.
Hey, Knick-Knack, no trespassing.
I will find a way.
And I'm just gonna keep looking through my spell book here. You guys can do your thing.
After a while, the dome will disappear as someone who's come outside to dispel magic.
Shit.
Alright, so.
Oh, I have a way inside. I don't know if that's worth it though.
What are the three of you doing?
We are looking for Silas. So I guess first I would actively look, and then I would start asking people if I didn't see him after like.
Yeah,
5
Anita
minutes.
straight to the bar because bartenders are always going to know where Silas is.
You go up to the bartender and you ask for.
I'll probably just describe 2 or 3 different versions of Silas that I assume that he's going to be using one of. And
Just say that you're an angry girlfriend. They'll
into 2 of them.
just say that you're an angry girlfriend looking for him because he hasn't come home in a few days.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go with that. I think I'm just going to be like looking for this guy. Have you seen him? And then point to Cass and be like, he looks like this, or he may look like this.
Yeah, saw him a couple weeks ago. Came in with a bowl haircut, kind of fancy dress or shiny blue outfit. Came in the other night too. Haven't seen him in about 2 days.
2 days. Well, I've seen it more recent than you have.
When's the last time you saw him?
Just a few hours ago.
I hadn't been
Well-
here.
He hasn't been in here. All right. Have you seen a woman with blonde hair? Looks like she could be my sister.
I also shapeshift into Charity.
Sometimes goes by the name of Charity. Do you know who that is? She's a bit of a bitch, so sorry if you have run into her.
And he looks. Never seen anybody like that. Hot though. No offense, but you know, I'd bang her.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Trust me, you don't want to do that. But but she would. So don't worry too much about that. All right. And you and if you were in this town and you were looking to have a good time, where would you go other than this bar? Where else would you go?
Now, good time my style or good time his style?
Good time his style.
Well, you know, you can always just go up to the castle and, you know, flaunt yourself around, talk yourself up, a pretty girl, and, you know, hopefully make your way into some noblewoman's chambers for the night. That'd probably be what I did if I looked that good. But
Oh,
yeah, if
yeah.
it wasn't him, I just wanted to have a good time. You know, probably go down and visit some of the down low places. Just look for a fight, cause some trouble, have some fun, let off some steam. Hopefully not get arrested since it's down low.
So Anita's going to turn around to Rilo and Cass and be like, I think he's gone up to the castle. I think he's probably found himself into a noble woman or nobleman's chamber for the night. And we should all go have a good time and just leave him a message on the sending stone that we're going to be, that we'll meet him back at the ship in the morning. What do you guys say? Do you want to just go have some fun?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you saying that via sending stone or only to those three?
I'll say it
Oh,
via
those-
phone so that everybody can hear, including Silas if he's listening. So I'll say literally Anita standing there holding the sending stone in front of her, speaking to Cass and Rilo, but like expecting the entire party to hear.
And as you're doing that, someone bumps into you, Anita. And as you look around to find out who it was, you notice that your other hand has a sending stone in it. And a small note that says, I'll have him back in the morning.
Okay.
I will share this information with the party and be like, okay, so my suspicions have been more or less confirmed, and we should just all have a great time here in Eriabor for the night. So, Liam, come join us. We're gonna go where this bartender is recommending and party it up.
Oh, is it high road, low road?
What's the name of the place?
The Skunky Ale. That's all it is. The Skunky Ale.
Oh wow. Crazy.
We're- Liam, meet us
Some
at
of these places you're like, oh. You know,
That does not sound appealing. Why don't we try somewhere else?
the beer's going to be
I think-
flat and sour. The
Oh,
it's
fuck
gonna be
that.
filthy,
No.
and there's going to be straw on the ground. It's going to be overcrowded.
Bro, if you're gonna go to a pub, go to a place that, at least dignifies their fucking drinks. Come on now.
It's going to smell like BO, but there's a good chance that a fight's going to break out and it could be a blast.
I think it's going to be a good place. Rilo, where do you want to go? Because that sounds like a Rilo place to Anita.
Yeah, it sounds like a Rilo place.
Tell
Yeah, it sounds like a Rilo place.
the chieftain of the White Steel tribe, yes, you should be going to this kind of place.
Fight!
Alright, so you guys head down to the low road. It takes you a good 30 minutes to get there. It's going to get dark along the way. As you guys are heading down, I need you guys to roll perception checks, please.
Okay, I'm stepping off the ship. Hey,
Fuck.
Ow.
Okay,
Nice.
so in sync.
awesome. Alright, so as you guys are heading down towards the low road, Cass, Liam, and Anita, you see someone running away down an alleyway. Just running.
Does it look like someone that we've seen before, or is it? And like, how are they running? Are they running like they're panicked, or like they're just?
Woman, she's running fairly quickly. And as you watch, she vaults up onto the rooftops. She has a crossbow in her right hand. She's wearing some nice armor. She is wearing purple clothes and some running boots. And she is currently on the rooftops, running away from you guys.
Oh, is she a weave breaker? Is that where we know her from?
You may not recognize her at all.
We don't. All right.
Probably not.
Is she running just as fast as Liam, or slower?
She's fast.
I'm 50 feet of movement or
She's
movement.
faster.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, she is hauling. But yeah, she heads down the alleyway, climbs a drainage pipe, gets up on the roof, and clatters away. You guys are off the side of her.
Oh, that's fine.
Knick-knack. Remove 1,000 gold from your character sheet.
Wait, did you just get did you just get pickpocketed?
Good.
Oh, that's why she's running so fast. All right.
A rogue with 50 feet of movement, cutting action.
Oh, I can move just as fast as her then. Because I can move 150 feet in a turn.
Yeah, she's doing that. She has a head start, so.
Yeah.
So broken line of sight and gone. Alright, Chase, you still there?
Yep.
Alright, you lost
Sorry,
1,000
have my mouth. I lost how much gold?
1,000 gold. You got pickpocketed because you didn't notice. And no one chased down the pickpocket. They just let her run away.
Alright.
We just saw her run, and we're just like, well, whatever. It wasn't like she was near you guys, and she's running away. It's just you see someone run away.
Sorry, I'm trying to eat a bunch of peanuts at the same time here.
So it's,
And how's that going?
Not great. Almost choked.
please don't.
You shouldn't do that.
I've had to call 911 on a player before. Please don't do that.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Guy had a stroke in the middle of the game.
Oh, damn.
He's okay. We got his wife there in 10 minutes. It was great.
Oh, that's good.
Ugh.
Was it like a in-person game, or was it?
No, online.
Oh, Jesus! When did that happen?
Last year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got
Something
permission
bad
to
happened
share about
on
it
each one.
just recently, but yeah. Yeah, one of my Tuesday players had a stroke in the middle of the game.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he's okay.
That's good. I'm glad he's all right.
They got him on meds and everything. He's fine.
That's a pretty shitty and scary experience. So,
Oh yeah.
What did that girl look like again?
She looked just like this.
just a picture of Charity.
Oh, no.
Oh, hold it. Don't we?
Yeah. Oh, I remember that bitch.
Do we recognize her?
Nope.
Oh,
I thought she was
hell.
dead.
I thought she was dead.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. Well,
Now, what the fuck are we still doing here for?
you
I want to turn her into a frog.
To the low road to go slumming it down
Yeah.
Skunky Ale.
You know, I think I'm gonna go somewhere a bit more upper. Well, not here. Who wants to come with me?
Somewhere not here. So, who wants to go with Liam and who wants to go?
That's like the most Liam thing I think I've ever said.
I know, right?
Somewhere not here.
Alright, so who wants to go to the Skunky Ale and who wants to go with Liam to not here?
I mean, I'll go to the Skunky Ale if somebody wants to come with me, because if I see her, I'm going to turn her into a frog.
Okay, got it. Liam?
Ribbit.
You're
Or Corky.
going not here.
I'll just go to a. Is there a middle road? Or is it just high road or low road?
You can go over to the blacksmith shop that you guys have frequented, or you can go to the Flaming Snail. There's a couple of different places you can go.
Well, I was thinking somewhere not in the low road. Like,
Okay, you want
is there a middle road by chance, or is it only?
It's high road, low road.
No.
You want to go high road? You can go ahead and find a small bar that's gonna, very pub-like. Good fish and chips.
Yeah, I'll do like a fish and chips pub,
Okay,
just chilling. And
it's good.
if anyone seems interesting, maybe find company for the evening. But that's a hard maybe.
You will find a group of 3 guys, and they're not interested in any kind of relationship. They're telling fish stories, and each one gets larger and
I'll just buy them drinks and just watch.
Okay. You're not going to participate in the storytelling?
Hell no, I'll just watch and like maybe tag along with like, oh yeah, I've seen fish. They're pretty big. They're big. Yeah, anyway, you were saying about your story, Anderson.
It's totally real. Fish and chips are about a 7 out of 10. Batter's clinging. It's cooked right. Malt vinegar, etc. Good stuff. Tartar sauce. Fries are crispy, not limp.
I'm done.
Yeah. Good. I now need to go and visit Laguna Madre and get myself some fish and chips. Damn. Alright, so.
I'll just make you fish and chips, Eric. Come over to California. I'll make you some fresh fish and chips.
If it was fresh fish and chips, I'd be there. Alright, so the other 4 of you go down to the Skunky Ale. You walk in, and as you walk in, you have a hard time keeping your footing because of the slime and grease that's currently on the floor. There are people walking around with turkey legs and plates of bacon and just beer. It's weird. There are no tables in this establishment whatsoever. What would you guys like to do now that you've arrived at this most disreputable place?
I guess we.
Sorry, Cass, go ahead. Did I?
No, I guess we drink. That's all I said.
Tonight we dine in hell.
Great.
Anita will switch into her Gemma Teller persona and cast disguise self, and then ask Rilo. So hey, this is your place. This is your crowd. What do you want to do?
Hello, you're muted. If you have, it's already we can't hear.
Oh, my bad. So I guess we just have drinks and try to enjoy ourselves, and maybe pick a fight that we can handle.
Right.
I usually drink snake handler, and I think that's what I feel like tonight is a snake handler.
That works. Anita will buy the first round and tell the bartender that we're here to have a good time.
So who, me? Oh.
I'll turn Mad M with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I'm Gemma Teller.
His last
If,
name Jenkins.
if we look around, do we see? I mean, who do we see? Is there anybody that looks particularly interested in us or in the party? In the anything? There's not a full set of teeth among them. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Well, you don't do that with bacon, my guy.
No, I just thought it would be funny. Yeah, I know. Do you want to tell me something interesting, or? Yeah, I'm gonna pass, but thanks so much for your wealth of knowledge. Okay, and then I take my drink and I walk away.
And yet,
Why?
oh, interesting.
Why? Why? I mean, I'm always trying to perfect the look. Do you know a particularly interesting looking tabaxi?
Oh, great.
Why's it gotta be in July, Eric? Why do you gotta ruin it for me?
I mean, this is distinctly not what I expected to be talking about today, but like, you know, I'm actually kind of into this calendar. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I do my best. Oh, great! I will casually flip through the beautiful pages of Tabaxi pinups. I mean, that seems on brand for both cats in real life and cats in D&D. So,
But as you said that, my cat just looked over at me, licked her paw, and went back to sleep.
see? I like December's the most, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a good contrast of colors in the foreground and the background. It's very artfully arranged, you know? Thank you. My name's Cass. Mm-hmm. It is a nice name, isn't it? Nice to meet you. No, fair enough. We'll just do a little head nod, head tip. Yeah, I'll do a fist bump. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that.
At least the guy was courteous. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I had bacon. Here, have like a little handkerchief to wipe your hands.
That's right.
This fucking guy.
Boy, you're getting out there and practicing, and that's the important thing, is that you keep practicing. I mean, maybe lead up to the whole calendar tabaxi thing. Maybe don't just lead with that. Maybe have a discussion about cats in general, and build to other. There just maybe needs to be more progression in the conversation of how you get to this cool book.
I know this kid personally, and I'm cringing. Oh, man.
Yeah, or just talk about in general interesting people that you both know, and try to find the common ground at the get-go. You know what I mean? Oh, I see. Yeah, you're welcome. Have a great rest of your evening. And I hand the book back very gently so he can take it and wrap it up real nice, or whatever it is he does. I won't be here tomorrow night, but I'm actually not. I'm not gonna be here at all. We're gonna go west. We're West Coast bound. Yeah. 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 You know, it takes a lot of. I mean, well, sometimes it's one brave moment. You don't necessarily have to like gather a bunch of courage. You just do something kind of wild once, and then you fall right into it. There you go. See, perfect. We totally see eye to eye here. This is definitely the same thing that we're talking about right now. Yeah. Sometimes. Wow, that's I mean, I believe you, but also like I don't know it, so you could definitely lie to me and I would still believe you. Oh wow, thank you. That's a great benchmark for anybody. Wow, yeah, that's so noble and integrity focused of you. Thanks, you too.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Anita's actually playing with the idea of taking out the flute of fascination and just seeing if she can, how many in this bar she can fascinate. Just more for fun because what else do you do in this place? Yeah. Yep. And it's anywhere 90 feet, so I think everybody in this bar would be fat. Yeah.
And you catch the glimpse of everyone. Everyone in the entire bar stops to look at you as you play this flute. Silent, except for the very musical tone coming from your lips.
Can I cast guidance while she's playing?
No one's drinking, no one's doing anything except for paying attention to Anita's soul. Please roll a performance check.
Anita will obviously roll a performance check. She will also wink at a Knick-Knack, as this might be a good time if Knick-Knack wanted to get up to some mischief. How much is guidance? Is it 1d3?
1d4.
1d4. Nice.
Okay. So, as Anita's playing, Knick-Knack.
I don't even know.
Can I try to? Oh, I don't want to steal anything. Fuck. Is there a bottle of booze? Is there a bottle of booze? No, behind the bar, is there a really? Think I could steal a couple? And I'd like to leave a copper in place of each bottle I borrow.
Wow, he's actually kind of somewhat paying for it.
Thief! Yeah,
Nice.
for 4 coppers, like on the countertop, on like underneath the shelf beneath the bar. Just see, I'm paying for it. I'm not stealing. I was thinking like, you know, you have a bar, you kind of have like that well section. It's kind of there. No, sorry, no. Oh, sorry, no. I thought you were talking about where I would put the copper coins.
Okay, I'm like, you stole the liquor and put it in the.
Oh no. The liquor is going in the bag of holding.
Okay.
I should still have the bag of holding.
Yeah, Nick has a bag of holding.
Yeah.
All good. 4 bottles of expensive liquor.
4 bottles of liquor.
Got it.
If someone were to investigate, would they be able to find any? I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, right now nobody's paying attention to their stuff. So, like, is there some chance that we could get some information on?
People already don't have teeth. I don't know that they have stuff.
Yeah,
I
fair.
know what Cass is eating, but it sounds delicious.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So you want to look for stuff on the individuals?
No, I'm looking more for information. Like, would they? I'm just thinking that maybe somebody might have a letter or a book or a journal or something that's going to be of interest to us that maybe they don't even know that they have. And oh my god, I love that you have chocolate.
Yeah. Roll and investigate. Let's see what you can find out. It's chocolate. What kind of chocolate? With a 9. I believe
Yeah.
the German word for the result is 9.
9.
9.
Lovely. We are now learning multiple languages.
Yay! By the way, I have canonized it with my Swedish friends that play. Infernal is Swedish.
Oh.
If you ever try to speak Swedish, it comes out sounding like Infernal. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah, so, no, as you look around
If I-
the group, you will see a couple people who are better to do than the others. But as far as finding any specific documents or anything like that amongst the crowd, you're too busy playing in order to find anything.
I am doing my best to, keep them
Of
fat.
course.
Yeah.
Now the question is, did anyone else find anything?
That's sort of what I'm wondering.
Is anyone else looking?
Oh my god, it was a 3.
Oh, indeed.
Mm-hmm. On the woman in the what's the yes. Yes, it is the symbol for the Harpers.
any number of reasons. I'm gonna go up to him. I'm sure he is.
I'm going. So when I look around, do I see people like with individual glasses? So if I was to take a bottle out, would it look suspicious? Cool. So I'm gonna put.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna try and see. Are there two piece of glassware I can like take from the bar and. All right, I'm gonna take 2 pieces of glassware and pour 2 quick shots of whatever from one of the bottles, and throw that back in the bag of holding. Then I'm gonna take one of the glasses, be like,
Hey, buddy. Pretty good, huh?
and I'm gonna hand him a glass.
You know, she's pretty good at playing the harp, too. You ever,
What's her name? What's the woman's name who does the laughing lass in Suzail? Mara and Thrara. So I can't hear the sirenscape's a little loud. I just have to lower the volume a bit. And Thrara. Okay.
So, how's that Thrara doing down in Suzail, buddy?
And kind of like poke him a bit.
Sure, she's fine.
Don't have any new information on some crazy thing. What brings you up to this neck of the woods?
Just in from just west. Just in, enjoying the drinks, taking a break, picking up some artifacts for the headquarters.
What kind of artifacts?
Magical stuff, pretty powerful. Nice weapons, rings.
Nice. Need some help with that? Which one? I might be able to let her do a solo for you. Name of the ship. For dusk. Nice. We should drink this. It's really good.
What do you say? It's far too what?
Yeah, I guess so, but good stuff. You should just drink it.
You almost pity this guy because he is
Fine.
I'm gonna keep pouring drinks into his glass. I'm gonna try to get him drunk, and my goal here is to walk him back to his ship.
Why was I listening to her? Yeah. Who are you? He looks down at you.
Hey, I'm Knick-Knack. Who are you?
Huh? None of your business. I'm out of here. And he leaves.
Can I try and follow him?
You can certainly try. You gonna leave by yourself? Try to follow the guy?
I'm gonna like kind of motion, like kind of in a haphazard like Knick-Knack, be like wave with both hands, like
Got to go. The door. Let's go.
I'm coming.
Have
I'm
ascending
coming.
stone.
With all the subtlety of a Boeing 747.
We have a sending stone.
Yeah,
Anita,
but I'm not going to use it.
Anita will literally wait for if Rilo and Cass are going to leave. Anita will wait for them to go out the door. She'll be the last one to go out and stop playing right at the door, and then head out, so that everybody stays fasted until she's gone.
Okay. So, Rilo, are you leaving too?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna pickpocket just some random guy that seems enthralled by Anita.
Okay.
Jesus, Rilo, what the fuck, dude?
You gain
Amazing.
a dagger, 5 gold pieces, and a dirty handkerchief.
Okay.
Nice.
During the time he was engrossed, could I? No, it's not engrossed anymore. I was trying to see if I could like grab like a piece of his skin or like a hair or something like that.
No.
Oh, good though.
That's what
God
this
damn it,
guy
Cass.
is faster.
Hmm. I'm gonna like.
Runs out the door and heads down the street. He's heading to the docks. Can't get you to roll a perception check to try to chase this guy down. He's gonna duck into an alleyway, and you'll hear footsteps in the distance getting further and further away. Guys chasing that alleyway. You look down the alleyway. Cass, you know where that alleyway leads. You're going to cut him off.
Perfect.
The guy looks at you, narrows his eyes. He's like, "You can't take me in." And he brandishes the little necklace of a heart.
Oh, I'm not taking you anywhere, man. This is just like a chance meeting that we're happening upon each other like this. Don't worry about it. You're being really paranoid for no reason.
Alright, he's going to run past you.
Can I see where he goes when he runs past me?
He's heading
Like, can I follow him from a safe distance and still see where he's going?
Roll another perception check as he tries to lose you actively.
Cool. I would like to follow him stealthily. I don't want him to know that I'm here.
Sure. Alright, that's pretty stealthy, I think.
What? 16 to stealth.
Nick,
Holy.
Anita, and Rilo who lost the battle. Cass, he will make his way to a small ship. It's not more than 30 feet long. It only has a crew of like 5 or 6. It's a very, very small ship. Very fast. Looks like it'll be very quick in the water. But very, very small, and it is all painted gray.
I will report all of this back through the sending stone from like a safe distance on the docks. And then I'll just say, I mean, do we want to do anything about this? Knick-knack, what's the plan here?
I think we can get it in there.
How big is this ship in terms of like feet?
30 feet long.
30 feet.
We're talking the size of a living room.
Mm-hmm. A big ass living room.
We
Oh,
also
granted-
know where they're going, so I don't know if you want to hit them now or if we want to hit them once they make the drop in Busker.
Why don't we hit them on the way?
I mean, also valid. We were gonna hit their HQ anyway for any information or anything else
Cool.
that I could.
It's cool. It's cool. No worries. No worries at all.
Who are we hit?
The Harper's HQ for stuff and information.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, those are the good guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad guys. It's all the same.
No, it's really not. But I mean,
Liam's not listening to you guys. He's too busy, internally laughing at a bunch of people overcompensating with fish.
Trying to find a way I can mark it. That time, don't have that time, don't have that time.
Cass is nearby. You are not.
Gonna work. Not with the spells I have out.
Alright.
There's nothing I can do. I was trying to, if I had more time, I was going to try to find an insect, transmute it into the ship, like into the woodwork of the ship, pull off one of its legs, and then scry the insect.
It's a good one, but you gotta make it to the ship. So
Yeah.
the ship departs. The lines are thrown, and as the ship is moving away from the docks, Cass, you see the captain of the ship berating the guy that you were following, yelling at him after smelling his breath.
Did he mention his name at all?
Was Cat close enough to get anything from the ship? Like
Like a name?
yeah.
Cass, you can read the name. It's called Ray J.
Ray J.
That's correct.
I'll let Knick-Knack know through the sending stone that the ship is departing and leaving, so... But we have
Alright.
the name of the ship if he needs that for whatever reason.
Yeah, we can use that to get the manifest and probably steal something from the Quadock Master or the stuff from the next town. Or this town. We can raid the Stockmaster. The Stockmaster.
I think Liam is like out of everybody, he's the one who's not into like stealing other people's shit at this point.
Which is really cool because you're doing it while you're not around.
It's true. It used to be like the Rilo thing, and now it's the Liam thing, not to steal from people.
So,
Distinctly, Liam, remember you telling Cass that we should steal stuff from Rylo's tribesmen? So, like, I don't know that you want to take moral high ground today.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember that at all because it never happened. So you
Okay.
can't prove it.
Yeah, that Mind Flayer really did a number on you, I guess.
It did, yeah. Totally. Man, it just changed everything, man.
alright. So,
I
you
guess.
have the name of a ship headed to Bertusk. You know that Silas is supposedly going to be returning in the morning. It's midnight. You guys have the ship ready to go. You guys have done your shopping. You have no reason to stay within the area
Or
unless you're
go to
gonna
s-
wait for Silas and don't.
Before I go to bed, Knick-Knack's gonna go to sleep, but before I go to sleep, can I do two things? One, I'd like to transcribe that scroll into my spell book.
Okay.
Uh,
You got from the dwarf.
yeah.
Okay.
Which I should be able to do, right? Cool. And then second, did we, what's the word I'm looking for here? Have I used Quizilla check today?
Yes, you did.
I think you did.
Yep.
Mm,
Good morning.
Because you didn't need the Friends of Fate for it.
Yep.
Right.
Damn. Hey.
So, everyone gonna go to sleep.
Mhm.
Liam, eventually the guys will thank you for the good time hanging out and chatting, and we'll head off into the town for the night. You find yourself the last person in the restaurant, except for the one waiter and the cook who's cleaning up.
Fair enough. Were there any other interesting individuals?
There were a couple, but most of them are just patrons of the place that come in and, do their thing.
Okay.
Not anybody super crazy or adventurous. But
If he finds anyone interesting for the night, then he might attempt to snag it. But if not, then he'll just
interesting in that way, no. Unfortunately,
no.
not in this place.
Fair enough. Well, that's all right.
Yep.
He had a good laugh, so let's go to bed.
Sure. You go to bed, and it's this time that you finally feel that elbow room. I like this pillow soft.
And this is on the boat.
Yeah, this is your bed. You're totally comfortable here. You're at home, which is weird.
Cool.
Because you haven't really ever been up there since kept getting shuffled around a lot. Now, this is yours. You have friends. People care about you. And a place to be. Purpose. You have a reason to go out and wake up in the morning. But it's not too depressing to be super stressful. It's just the right amount of motivation to keep going. It's nice.
Fair.
So, the rest of you guys go to sleep too? On board the ship? Or where you guys want to go?
Yep.
But was there any response from her, or no?
From Raven Queen? No.
Yeah.
Any response, but you did feel that you were heard.
Okay, that's fair.
Divine entities don't always respond, which is kind of the problem.
Yeah, no, totally.
Hey, hey, you know how many gods I represent in D&D?
They don't always. Yeah.
They're not always your best friend.
Yeah.
But many of them listen, even though they can't spend the time to contact everybody.
Yeah, no, totally. And I mean, he wasn't expecting like a conversation, just like a, I don't know, like a feeling, or maybe like a something.
You feel at peace.
But even if he didn't get that, he'll be satisfied that he at least tried.
You tried, and you feel better for having said your prayers. Does that make
Cool.
sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
never did that before.
Yeah.
New and interesting.
New and interesting both. Alright. I'll tell you, it's nice to have a habit starting to form.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So, you guys take your nice long rest. Go ahead and hit the long rest button on your character sheets. You guys get your spells back. The guards along the docks will keep your ship safe during the night. You guys wake up in the morning. The sun has broken above the horizon. It's a nice pink sky.
Is Silas back with us?
Not yet. Walk past his bedroom, the door is open. His bed has not been slept in. It is still made, which may or may not.
I mean, it's not normal with Silas, but Anita will take the additional sending stone that she was given last night and be like, "Okay, bitch, it's morning. Where are you?"
You hear in your own sending stone, "Okay, bitch, it's morning. Where are you?" And
So it's
roll an insight check, please.
Well, this is Silas's sending stone, would be my guess, right?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah, it's
That was my original guess too, to be honest.
You have Silas's sending stone.
lovely.
Mhm. He hasn't heard a word you've said to him in the past 24 hours.
He'll hear a lot when he sees me.
You hear that, David?
Oh, so you are the angry girlfriend because her significant other didn't come home. You called it.
All right.
Well, certainly angry. I don't know about the girlfriend part.
Fair.
I mean, Anita's going to be like, okay, well, I don't know where we go from here, but like, I don't want to leave town without Silas, but that bitch is still not back. Did Anita see anyone when she got run into? Like, was there any?
You looked around, and there were a lot of people. But as far as who left you the sending stone, couldn't pick them out of the crowd.
Like nobody caught her eye or
No. You try to roll a history check to think back.
It could be his sister, to be real with you.
I don't remember who it was. You concentrate, you think hard, you get back to the moment, you're moving, and you were talking into the sending stone at the exact time that the sending stone was handed to you. So the point of feedback is the two sending stones interacting with each other. And then what do you looked around? Just a sea of people.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, she was probably drinking out of her. That's good. Which lowers perception a bit.
I mean, what time though in the morning is it? Like, shouldn't we just give this a couple of hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
After a lot of exercise like that, you gotta, well,
Nick Nack, are you up? Do we have to call 911, Chase?
He's still muted. We might have to.
oh, I heard him chuckle.
Jace.
What? Yeah.
Anita was asking Nick Nack if he was up because I was thinking of playing.
I've been up. Oh yeah, of course. I'll absolutely guidance you.
All right. Jesus fucking Christ!
Damn. Will with
Uh,
guidance.
All right, we can get there.
T4.
Guidance roll is 1.
Ooh.
Oh, for
Oh.
fuck's sake.
One short.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the threads of fate remain silent today.
All right. I'm
Not on the ship.
I'm gonna try and
Forget-
Quizilla check something.
I forget what we told Logan other than we were going to the Iron Boot and we would be back in a couple days, but I don't know if we ever actually, like, communicated to him, hey, we've been in Erebor for this long and we're leaving now, or if we need to communicate that.
You guys did not communicate with him at all. You guys said you were going to leave the ship. He's like, doodles.
So, Anita, you just needed one, right?
Yeah.
I can give you a +1 with a shard.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right.
No one else has rolled anything, so yeah, you go ahead and get a 15.
So Anita has one roll that she can change someone's fate in the next 24 hours. Thank you, Ryla.
And that will be
Oh.
a
1d20. Let's see what it is.
Oh,
Holy shit! That's fantastic.
oh! Somebody, give her a +1 to that.
Can I give
Does it
myself one?
Does
I'll
it
use
work
a
that
wish
way?
shard.
Wait.
Is your
Oh,
turn?
fuck.
Okay.
I use my shard to bump it up to 12.
Hold on. I'm going to try and think of the strongest spell I can find right here. So, depending on the modifier, what is the strongest spell anyone can think of here?
You can cast level 5 spells, right? Not level 6
Yes.
yet.
Level 5.
Let me go on my trusty
You
little
do-
app and doodles.
Hold monster wouldn't be bad.
But I can pick up Hold Monster normally.
Force cage. Force cage is 7th level though. You can't.
Bigsby's hand, but you can pick it up normally. Dominate person.
Hold on just a second. Let's see.
Gios. Holy weapon. Holy weapon on a monk. Eh?
Oh, Gaia. I can do Gaia? That's a good one. What else can I do? Holy Weapon. Fuck.
Modify memory. That's a very knick-knacky.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is a super mid-knacky thing.
Rari's telepathic bond actually would not be bad because it is ritual. Reincarnate's not bad, just in case one of us dies without the proper stuff for the revivify scrolls. Telekinesis is good, but you can get that as a wizard.
I think I can do Reincarnate. Hell yeah.
What about destructive wave?
Does it do
That's
damage?
not really. It deals damage.
Yeah.
Of the knick-knacky things, I think reincarnate's very
Yeah, I do.
Creation's also another good one, but I think you can get that as a wizard. Yeah, you can.
So that needs to be a nature of 30. With a 19, that's a 24. I need a Bardic Inspiration and Guidance to be +6 between the two.
Anita will definitely start playing for a little inspiration.
All right. I'm gonna Guidance myself.
Can you get that with a 20?
Well, I still need. It's a 30. I need to roll a 30 combined, so I have a 19. I have a +5 with Nature.
Right, but can you get that with a 20 from the Threads of Fate?
By default, no. I need to roll I need to get 2 A30s, which means I have to roll Bardic Inspiration and Guidance. No ways around it.
What's your nature?
+5.
That's fine.
Yeah. So start off with Guidance. Fuck.
More than a 4 for Bardic Inspiration.
That's a D8, right?
Yeah, 1d8.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. It's a 1d8, not a 1d1.
I mean, I don't know what to do here. Let's just see what would have happened if I would have rolled.
Holy shit!
Oh wow.
For Damon's benefit, Knick-Knack just rolled 1, 1, and 2 on a d4, a d8, and a d20.
Holy. You're exhausted.
Yeah. You're telling me. Oh, yes, Knick-Knack is too. Ah. Ha ha.
So,
Uh,
you did not learn Reincarnate.
Son of a bitch. And I blew blew the Threads of Fate.
yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It was a good try. It was a good try.
You blew it.
Well, if it makes it feel better, if with that roll, I wouldn't have made the level 1 check I wanted to make either, so
Yeah, you'd be exhausted either way.
yeah. I was gonna try to learn a level 1 spell.
It's at this point where you go ahead and level up.
Fuck yeah. Level up to level
Hey,
10,
does
bud.
leveling up cure exhaustion?
It does not.
Son of a biscuit.
Dude, what the fuck do you have?
It sucks to be exhausted.
Yeah.
Ooh, but I get to cast Polymorph for free. shape changer. I'm a transmutation wizard. I can only cast it on myself, and it has to be a beast of a challenge rating of 1 or lower.
Okay.
I'm absolutely gonna. Oh, yes. What? Quick question. What is Squiffin? What's the CR on Squiffin?
The bird squirrel. Let's see. That would be very knick-knack.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Bird squirrel. The challenge rating 1/4.
So I can do even. I can do a more badass bird squirrel. Okay.
Yeah, I can build you a badass bird squirrel
I
Fun
learned a
fact:
new
Liam
cantrip,
can no
too.
longer get drunk.
I learned a new cantrip at this level.
Bird squirrel. Check.
Liam is fast as fuck. Oh my god.
Yeah, but he can't run away from Rilo.
Oh yes, he absolutely can.
Dad.
I would like to see you go 165 feet in one round.
Oh no, I don't have to. I would just sentinel attack
What?
you, and you go anywhere. That's what I was saying.
Precision sentinel attack. Yeah, I hit you for what? Stop.
Okay, fine. I hit him and I poison him. Now make it with disadvantage.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think. What do you think would be a good cantrip?
And it's for free. Wait, are you multi-classing?
Oh,
Delaney?
What?
good cantrip is anything.
I am.
with jump ropes.
Oh, what are you multi-classing to?
I'm taking a page out of Rilo's book.
Oh, we're going fighter?
Yeah.
Damn, look at you go.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm
I did. Yes.
You're missing an ASI, because 10th level is an ASI for rogues.
Yeah.
Oh, fair
I
enough.
have a good one actually. I'm going to learn.
I get an extra key point.
I'm going to learn Encode Thoughts. It's knick-knacky.
Yeah, it is.
What's the other one you're going to get?
I just learned one cantrip at this level. Now I gotta pick spells.
Oh yeah, that's the cantrip. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Imagine Knick-Knack learning Steel Wind Strike, which apparently is a wizard spell.
It is a wizard spell.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'll tell you what would likely happen considering you're going to do more than 12 damage. Just saying.
I have a spell scroll for that. Oh, that's fun. That is fun. Alright, I'm learning that. Eric, you're gonna hate me, but I have a spell scroll from like long ago. Like long ago. Ah, magnifique. Passwall.
God, I can't wait until next level, man. That's when, like, I actually do something.
Ooh, Eric. So evidently there's some new maneuvers here. Brace.
Yeah, it's a great
It is great. Does it? Yeah, that is great. Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. One of my Sunday guys was.
I kind of like tactical assessment too, because I have so many maneuvers now. I can actually waste one on something like that. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, it's great.
You add the superior dice to investigate, history, or insight checks, which is stuff that Rilo really suffers at.
Allows you to boost your skills.
Yeah.
I like it. It's really neat. I love the fact that they're giving fighters the ability to be smarter than your average bear.
I hope they give that to barbarians someday, where like they have like a subclass that rewards them for being smart. I think that'd be cool, but you know,
Smartarian.
yeah, wouldn't that be pretty interesting? Like you do like, I don't know, like
You know what they call those? Librarians.
Ooh, there's even one here that would make
true.
Rilo stealthy.
Yeah.
And I think I just there's a 5th level spell that I think is the most knick-knacky spell in existence. And I just learned it. I think I'm a monster.
I mean, I could have told you that.
I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry. But I picked up legend lore.
Oh, I love Legend Lore so much. I now have 4 characters across the various campaigns that are running it. If you pick that up, it's wonderful as a DM. The problem that most DMs have with it is that they're not playing in a well-developed world, and they're like, "Oh, what happens here?" The fact that you guys are playing in this one, they're like, "Here you go. You want lore? I will gladly sit here and expound on what you want information on for as long as you want to go for it." 90-10. Okay, that's cool, Chase.
Oh man.
I love it. Totally down with that. And I'm waiting for that. As far as where Silas is, you guys will have to continue the hunt for Silas next week. And we're going to end the session whenever you guys are done leveling. Damon, go ahead and level up because you're going to need to. I believe Damon is out for another week as well, right?
No, he's back next week.
Oh, he's back next week? Awesome. So I get to send him where the heck he's been for the past 24 hours. And what's been going on with him. Because right now, Damon doesn't know what Silas has been up to.
That sounds very Eric.
I try so much.
Exactly. Anita can switch out spells, right? Not cantrips, but spells.
Yeah, you can switch them out.
Yeah.
I don't mind if you switch out cantrips.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, the rules are that you can't, but it never made sense to me why you wouldn't, especially if it's a spell that you don't use on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's your signature spell of, hey, I cast this in every single turn, you're not going to make sense.
All
But if it's something that you're like, look, it's been 3 levels since I cast Magic Missile, can I please switch it out? Just switch it out.
Unless you're a wizard, because you can just scribe anything in your book.
But,
I have a spell book. It's like a mini textbook at this point.
the fact that D&D locks things so hardcore is the major weakness in the system. If you aren't using a class feature or you're not using a spell, let's swap it for something that you can get some use out of. Because otherwise it's just sitting there taking up some of the character's power and being wasted.
That is actually something I. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
Go ahead.
No, this is like not really important, so I can wait.
I'm cute.
Okay.
It had something to do with Saturday, so I'll let you finish, and I'll.
Yeah, it's character traits that spells that people don't like locking people into. If you pick one up for a level and see if you're going to use it, yeah, I'd like you to at least that level. Give you a chance to use it. As far as, hey, look, I picked this up 5 levels ago and you haven't even seen it yet. I have a hard time saying no to, can I switch this out?
Yeah, so I was going to switch out Mage Hand for Ghost Whip.
Oh, yeah.
Ghost Whip seems much more.
Mage Hand. I've never used it.
I have never used it. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes no sense. It's like, okay, well, you've never used it, you've never actually had it, you just,
No, Anita has used it once. She
Yeah.
pulled the hair of some girl
oh, yeah.
from
Yeah, that's true.
like right before the Underdark.
Yeah.
That's the only time.
Whoop-de frickin' do. That's the one
That's-
time that you're going to use the spell, we're going to hold your entire character back from the entire cantrip for that? Oh.
That is pretty on par for Anita, though, to use a spell to pull someone's hair.
But
Yeah.
it's I hate locking people down if the character tries to look the name and hit by the character.
Yeah, you learn a lot about the character. I mean, also being a new player, like I learned a lot about different choices I would have made, honestly. But
And
you know,
as you play more D&D, you may be like, you know what? I actually want Mage Hand back. Because
yeah,
to me, Mage Hand is one of these spells that help you everything. But to most players, it's like 5 pounds. Whoa, 5 pounds. Yay. You know what I can do with 5 pounds? I can do a lot.
I mean, in the Wednesday campaign, there was a ton that was done with Mage Hand. I just never really found that like within Anita's thing. But yeah,
Yeah, see, I mean, I can take and pile plates over someone's head and just drop plates. Or dumb crap, you know? Oh,
Yeah.
I've got a 5-pound bag of flour. I throw a 5-pound bag of flour into a sawmill. Okay.
yeah,
And now the Mage Hand takes a match and walks into the sawmill. Kaboom. Oh, crap, I just made a wall.
yeah,
So, I mean, it's what are you doing with Mage Hand? You can't just, oh, I pick things up and then put things down. It's gotta think outside the box with it. But Anita's whole thing is more control as opposed to utility, which
yeah,
is that's the character, and you go with the character.
yeah. I mean,
Actually,
I watched Nelvik use it on the Wednesday night campaign. And I thought he did it great. I mean, he did fun stuff with that. But I just don't see Anita that being Anita's sort of.
Not your jam. What
Yeah.
were you saying, Brett?
I had a player who he would use Mage Hand, and like he almost never. He knew that his character would pick it because he was a wizard who loved to research and stuff. So he would use the Mage Hand to grab books and bring it to him as he was putting stuff away, and would never leave, never leave the place that he sat. He would just use Mage Hand to grab everything that was around him, and it was a really neat character. Character flavor. So I love cantrips like that, and like Mage Hand and stuff like that personally for flavor. And also, oh, sorry, rather go for it, Doug.
Free action. Is that can you only do a free action on your turn, or can you do it after a reaction, or how do free action?
It's supposed to be at the DM's discretion.
Okay.
Usually free actions are like, hey, look, I can talk, or something. I'm cool with those. Pretty much any time, for the most part.
So the the thing with disarm. The problem with disarm is it doesn't gain you an advantage because the person has a free action to pick up their weapon. They don't lose anything. So the answer to that, to me, has always been, well, I use my free action to stand on the weapon or to kick it away. Is that, or pick it up? Yeah.
That's the big thing. I've got a fighter in my Sunday campaign who just got disarm as the maneuver. He's like, I disarm. Alright, I'm next initiative. Get up and stab me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's like, well, that's worthless. I'm like, yeah, why didn't you pick it up? So,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
intentionally one-handed. He's a duelist. Pick up the weapon.
Yeah. Yeah. My thing's always been kick it away, or stand on it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you kick it away, you knock it, 30 feet away, he's going to have to go and get it, or he's going to be broken off if you attack running away to get it,
So the plan is to use brace. So when you come into contact with me, I get first swing because I'm using brace, and then that would be a disarming attack. And when your weapon's on the ground, I kick it away. Now, what are you going to hit me with? Your fist?
Well, that's still there, so you wouldn't get the free action at that point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So why disarm him? Because it doesn't do me any good.
Oh, he only gets the one item interaction per turn, so if he drew his weapon this round, he doesn't get to pick up his weapon.
Okay, if he charges at me with his weapon,
Yeah.
I disarm him. Can he pick it up and then attack? I can't step on it if I disarm him? And if I disarm him, why can't I, in the disarming action, why can't I actually sling it out of his reach? It doesn't have to fall straight down to the ground, right?
I understand completely. This is one of the weaknesses of the maneuvers. I encourage you to create a new idea for wizards to verify of toss disarmed weapon. That would
Right.
be cool.
Okay.
As of yet, they have not authorized that one. I think it'd be a cool feat of, hey, I'm a disarmer. When I disarm a weapon, add to your inventory or something,
Well, I think they just should lose an action. I mean, that's good enough.
I like it if it interrupted the attack action. If that's all it did, it'd make a difference.
Yep. Yep. That would make a big deal too.
But that's not in there yet. I'm not sure why not. Every time I do these questions about why people are thinking the way they think with D&D, Jeremy Crawford comes out and explains why, which is really cool that he does. But I haven't seen the one on Disarm yet. And I think it's because most of Adventure League, which is where they do a lot of the testing for this stuff, they don't allow people to pick up the weapons for free. Bonus action or something. And Adventure League is a bad system for testing games. Because you can solo the whole thing if you're careful. In fact, if you solo the first 4 adventures, you can solo the rest of it because you've got so much gold at that point. That's only fun. You just got to do the first 4 adventures by yourself. Take it
Yeah.
slow. But yeah, the Adventure League is the problem here. That's where they do all the game testing. Enter Eric's rant about Adventure League in Pathfinder Society.
So where do you go to get a rules clarification like that?
You can send a text, hop on Twitter, send a message to Jeremy Crawford. Or you go over to Wizards of the Coast, he goes on there, or on D&D Beyond. Lots of places. Depends on who you want to answer the question. You find a whole bunch of nobodies who don't officially know anything. Hey, D&D Beyond's great for that. But you can't change anything. The only people who really change anything is Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
The head honcho is very popular license and they own it. Anything that went outside of that would have to be over to Keizo and play Pathfinder, and everyone cries and moans and grudges the fact that you're not using the whole. You have to use
Well, yeah, I mean, was there any type of beholder before Wizards of the Coast? I don't think there was anything like that before, was there?
Yeah, there was. The Beholder actually existed before Wizards. GSR had them, and they were actually in cartoons before Wizards of the Coast bought them.
Oh yeah, but it was Wizards. It was D&D.
Yeah, it was D&D.
I mean, that was the invention. Yeah, that was the invention of
Yeah,
it.
not Wizards of the Coast, but D&D is the source of it.
Right.
And then you get into the Cthulhu mythos for the Mind Flayers and all those. You get into Lovecraft stuff. If you ever read Lovecraft, dude was messed up in the head.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love his books. His books are very, very well written.
Very well written, but they can affect you mentally very, very quickly in very, very bad ways. Speaking from experience, do not lightly read Lovecraft. It can mess with you. I like reading Lovecraft in the comic, just to like.
Zoe and I will read Lovecraft out loud, but like with silly voices for every character.
It's a good way to do it.
Makes it a lot more funny.
Yeah, it can be kind of creepy that way, though. I don't know if I like it.
We gave Cthulhu a really nasally, like 1990s nerd voice.
Okay. Well, if everyone's done leveling up, we'll go ahead and end it here for tonight, and we'll pick this up next Monday as Damon is back from his road trip. I will be sending him the recording so that he can catch up on what's been going on, and I will send him where the hell he's been, as Silas is going to have to explain himself to Anita next week.
Oh, yeah. Anita is getting there, tapping her foot.
So, we will pick this up next week. Have a wonderful time, guys. Again, stay safe. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, character or game-wise, hit me up. I'm always around. If you guys just want to chat, I'm around too. So let me know.
Sure.
Have a wonderful time, guys. Be safe.
Real quick,
Right.
Eric.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eric.
Yeah. Good night.